up, and welcome back to the Section 10 podcast, episode 507, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 78 and 78, tied for third place Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carabas, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the mother fucking building. Presented by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jake. Fuck yeah, Jake. Here we are, episode 507. What's 78 times 2?
156.
156?
Yeah, 156.
156. We have played 156 baseball games, and we have not won more than we lost, and we have not lost more than we've won. People are asking, you guys going to do catch up? I mean, they just took two. They just took 2 out of 3 from the Minnesota Twins. It's kind of the series that we've had circled on the calendar for quite some time. You guys going to do catch up, right? Oh, we're doing catch up. We're doing catch up. Not everyone responded. Not all the votes are in yet, but that's okay. We're still doing it. We're still going to be doing catch up. There's going to be some ball talk on this one. People that wanted the ball talk last episode, you did not get what you came for at all.
They
but
got
it was
the episode before.
Yeah, and you'll get it today. You'll get the ball talk today. But I mean, I feel like last episode was probably one of the most enjoyable episodes of the year because it was a nice little distraction from the Red Sox are mid. The Red Sox are not going to make the playoffs. There's been a lot of negative things surrounding the Red Sox for the last 3 years. And, I think that Section 10 night was a nice little reminder that we provide a distraction to Red Sox fans that are in mental turmoil trying to be happy about this team. And there's a lot of times where it's pretty difficult to be happy about this team, especially recently. But yeah, we will get to the ball talk today. But before we do that, because there are a multitude of topics. What, Tyler? This dude got hurt putting up his green screen.
It's stinging. It's burning. It's really bad. The green screen folded
it's like
me.
he broke his collarbone trying to put.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just like pull up a thing.
Well, like the part where it attaches in the bottom exploded off. I don't know how it happened.
did
Now,
not
this is the
explode.
same green screen that's existed for 3 years.
There's
name
nothing
redacted
that
era.
would explode in a green screen.
The bottom exploded. Boom. Like completely came off the top. I was trying, so you guys can't tell right now, and I'm definitely not going to reveal it. The green screen can no longer stand on its own. It is laying on top of me right now. Basically, it's on my back.
Well, your bank accounts are about to explode when you download the Underdog Fantasy app.
You're right about that.
Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball, or you can mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. The make entries of all baseball part, that's me. Mix and match across your other favorite sports, that's Coley, if you're into that. Coley, what are we cooking up for this week? What are we mixing and matching on?
I mean, well, I'm a dirty little slut when it comes to stuff like this. So Monday night, we've got the rare 2 doubleheader Monday Night Football.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Josh Allen. I'm going to dabble a little bit with Jaden Daniels. Just real freaky shit
JD.
like that. And then probably Ohtani to hit a home run and steal a base while he hits a home run. Like that's just kind of what he does these days.
Mm-hmm. I dead serious, dead ass think he's trying to get 60-60.
It's right there. It's
100%.
right there.
This is the time
What's
to do
he
it.
at right now?
It's what, 53, 54? Something like that?
I thought he's at 55. I know he stole another bag today.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's funny that he could just get the steals. Like, it's not like the steals are the problem. It's more, can he hit 7 homers in the last week?
Yeah, 53,
I think he
55.
can.
53. Yeah. He
It's
probably
right there.
It's sitting right there.
It's right there.
Bare minimum, he's going to be in the 55-55 club.
He
has
got
one shot to do
50-50,
this.
and there's still a chance that he has a disappointing end to his season.
The quad nickel club. That's what he's going for.
When he's
Make sure
back
you
to
sign up
pitching,
with the
he
promo
won't steal
code.
bags like this. I'm hurt.
Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared, Jared, to get up to how much, Tyler? What? Why are you putting your finger up in the middle of the fuck? Why would you call for it in the middle of the most important ad read that we have, Tyler? Why?
There are times where I'm like, what has Tyler learned this year? Like, we're at the end of the season. We've done like 60 shows with all of us, maybe 58 if, a couple of us missed here or there. But he'll still do stuff where I'm like, come on, man,
crazy.
you know better.
Even the point that I know no one else heard while he was trying to talk over Jared was he's never going to steal a base once he starts pitching again. Like, just openly crapping on Ohtani here because he's a Yankees guy at heart. He's like, Judge could do this also if he wanted to.
Judge also went deep today, by the way. We're not talking about that. Like,
Yeah.
Just say there's a reason he stole 26
Dude.
bags, most ever in a season before this. That's all.
Twice tried to interrupt the ad read. Anyways, make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's Jared to get up to how much money, Tyler? He doesn't even know. $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Tyler, you got anything planned for when the Yanks clinch the division? It's a big day coming up.
What do you got popping off when that goes down?
Got any content ready?
Yeah.
I got nothing. It's just going to be a day I sit back and enjoy everything in front of me.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm happy for you and your Yankees.
Shut out 99 and Chili's.
Why?
That's what I'm going to do to enjoy myself.
Okay, so then why didn't you say that when we asked?
I was embarrassed at first.
Okay. You're going to go to 99 and Chili's?
Yeah. Spread them
This guy's
out
going
a
to
little bit.
both?
I remember
Chili's is
doing like
stronger.
KFC and Taco Bell at the same time because they were in the same kind of like parking lot. But
Speaking of that,
the 99 and Chili's feels a bit excessive.
Something that needs more attention are the D'Angelo's Papagenos combos. Not enough of those in the world right now.
There's one right down the
Okay,
street from my
pay
house. Yeah,
attention.
Steve?
I just want to say, I'm glad Tyler just said that because I was actually just about to mention that, and I feel like it deserves more praise. Those are two of the best places of all time, and they're under the same roof.
Yeah.
That's it. See, it's one of those things where it's not like even like a big story or anything. It's just like, we need to talk. And then he left. And then Tyler left. Tyler, like, I'm throwing you a bone here. Actually agreeing with you. He's like, no, can't have that. That's too good.
No.
That's a tough start for T-Dog.
It is. What are you going to do? How you guys feeling after the Red Sox just took 2 out of 3 against the Minnesota Twins here? Does it make you feel anything at all? Nothing.
Nope.
Not
Steve?
really. I mean, it was a fun day, right? Like,
Yeah. It was nice
Sunday
to just
fun.
watch the Red Sox and be like, oh, yeah, a couple of wins against.
I got to say, I tweeted all caps and I was like, man, that's a loser move. Like, they're out of the race, and I'm like doing all caps tweets.
Costas
But I saw you
deserves
had a couple. Yeah, it deserved it, right? If you do a 3-homer game, then screw it.
Yeah.
We're doing all caps. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Lou mentioned it during the broadcast. It obviously would have been nice if this was, when you're a game out. Like, if this was when you're in the race, like, obviously today would have mattered a lot more. If you're the Twins, you got to be like, this is pathetic. You had the path right in front of you, but they've deserved to fall out of that spot for a while. So I'm glad it's finally happened. They deserve to not be in the 6th seed, and now they're not anymore.
You want to talk about people that don't deserve a spot? The fucking Royals, dude. They have 2
I know.
7-game losing streaks in the last month. Like, everybody sucks. That's why when I look at the Tigers, I'm like, that could have been us. They made the point on the
Easily.
broadcast about like the Red Sox starters ERA since, what is it, August 23rd. It's like a 2.5. It's crazy. It's like
Top 5 in baseball.
I think it was like third. I think, if back in, call it the second week of July, when we were in the middle of the Red Sox run of popping off and winning games and finally being like, maybe they can make the playoffs. If we would have polled everyone here and been like, all right, if they don't make the playoffs, why do you think that will be? And we all would have said the rotation ran out of gas at the end. And it was the opposite. The rotation kind of solidified itself at the end, and the offense kind of fizzled out. Or not kind of. They did fizzle out.
Well, and that was like the thing on Friday night. It was like rock bottom, I'd say, for where this offense is at. Like you tie a franchise record with 20 strikeouts, you strand a season high 17 base runners, 46 total whiffs. You whiff 6 more times than any other team all season in a single game. Like it doesn't get more pathetic than that. And on top of it, in September, you struck out more than any other team in baseball. You cannot be worse than you were Friday night.
What happened in that opener? I can't claim 162 guy. I think this year I'm like a 156 guy. So I'm unfortunately I'm out of the club. Was at a wedding. What happened in game 1?
Dick Fitz was excellent.
Nothing.
Did a good
Still
job.
a 0, right? He hasn't given up a run yet.
Mm-hmm.
Still, swing and miss concerns there, but he's getting by. He's finding a way.
Yeah,
it was like 1-1 in the 11th inning.
5 shut, dude.
He was good, but
Not to crap
if you're
on the
rocking
guy.
a
He threw 5
4K per
shutout
9
innings, but like
He does, in Tyler's defense, he's got one of the worst 0 ERAs we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So you can say that.
I like Fitz, but it's the conversation point we've had with Josh Winkowski at times. If your K per 9's 4, it's going to be hard for you to survive as a starter over the long term. And he had traffic in this game. He gave up 5 hits. He had a walk, but 3 strikeouts was his most in any start so far. So there's progress. And they've been making adjustments to the arsenal. Huh?
He's made 2 starts.
3 starts.
3, right?
3 starts. 3 starts.
3 starts. But no,
We
all
can't-
all
we can't-
scoreless. He sucks.
We can't be looking at rate stats with less than 10 starts. We just can't do that.
the concern was he wasn't going to miss bats at a high enough rate to more likely than not stick in a rotation spot. And through 3 starts, it's been on the lower side. But there's adjustments they're making with the slider to help him get there. More usage.
I mean,
on
would
that.
you look at relief pitcher's ERA after 3 appearances and be like, this is who he is, or no?
No, but I'd look at something
Okay.
that people thought was a concern for a guy, and the fact that he hasn't missed a ton of bats so far. If you're looking for something that needs to improve, it's that. Just like when you looked at AAA and you were looking at the bats he was missing, people were saying, all right, well, that's probably going to be an issue when he gets to the big leagues.
Okay, well, we'll see.
It was 1-1 entering the 12th.
Mm-hmm. It was the worst game I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of looks like it.
Yeah, they struck out 20 times. How many did they leave on base? Like 17 guys?
19.
1,000. They
It was
had a
17,
million chances to win that game, and they just refused. They outright refused to win that game.
1 for
Yeah.
19 with runners in scoring position. That's pretty bad, honestly.
It's far from good.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were on tied in the 8th for an hour and a half, or over an hour and a half.
Yep.
I was just sitting in my hotel room in Kansas City. Coley was out slamming barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Jake was
World
ripping
champion barbecue. Yeah, Jake was
back
at a
to back
rave.
to back. Yeah, Jake was at a rave. Steve was at a wedding. I mean, it's just I wish these games meant more. I wish they did. But they don't, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't feel down. I don't feel great. It's just kind of like, yeah, we're playing out the string, and I think a lot of us are already focused on next year, and it's not as depressing because I think we know that we're going to see Nuttown next year. And I think a lot of us are somewhat optimistic. You know, me and Coley spent drives and moments in Kansas City just talking about like what we think they should do for the roster next year. And it's like, well, I mean, they've got options. There's ways to fix it. So I think that's probably why I'm just like, all right, yeah, play out the string and let's get to the off season, or let's watch some playoff baseball with a bunch of these fucking mid-ass teams. Like no one in, like, this is gonna be the most intriguing postseason I think in a long time, because there's just no one playing good baseball right now. Like maybe the Dodgers They've got the best record, but it's like they have that jolt from Ohtani's pursuit of 50-50 and now 60-60. They're like, they've got something kind of going on right now, but outside of that, it's like, who the hell is going into the postseason? Like, damn, like that's the team to beat, which is, it'll be interesting to follow along.
But then doesn't that make it kind of annoying where this is yet another year where you could have been a 6 seed and gone far in the playoffs? Like once again, It seems like since this format has been introduced, it's all just right there. Like it's almost better to be one of the worst seeds that just squeaks in because you got a little momentum. If you go on the road and you win, then all of a sudden you can potentially find yourself in the World Series. But even the Dodgers had to squeak out a series with the Rockies. Like they had the walk-off by Mookie. I think they were down 4-0 in that game on Sunday. So no one looks that great. Like the Phillies have mainly sucked in the second half. I think they've been kind of hot the last 2 weeks. But yeah, I have no idea what to expect. It just feels like the season's dragged on. Like last 2 years were specifically worse for the Red Sox, at least for like where they were in the wild card standings. We've acknowledged correctly that a lot of it's because the league sucks. And so it's presented that illusion that they've been closer than they actually have been. But this one's dragged more than the other ones. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what it feels like. Like it feels like we've been in mud for the last 2 months. I was looking up 2 months ago today where they were in the standings. It was 2.5 out. Now they're 4 out. It's like you've been in this gap for 2 months. Like nothing's really changed, and it's kind of made us feel like idiots here.
Well, like when you look at it and you talk about that stretch, by this point in the year, you've been out of it the last couple. Like the fact that you were still able to convince yourself until about 5 days ago, even if you were out of your mind, just mathematically, this Twin Series could be something if you sweep them, if you were able to take care of business. And you've watched other teams that were on the outside surge in the second half, whether you're talking the Padres or the D-backs. The fact that you lost out to a Tigers team that sold at the trade deadline when you bought, even if it was marginally and you did add to that team, that's the most painful part because the team that had no business in being there, you couldn't even keep pace with them to some degree. And, they've been excellent for well over a month now, but that was your shot. This was the time to do it. It showed why it was worth investing in the team like you did. It's just no one would have ever guessed you would have stopped hitting to this degree for over a month.
You could have been
Jared
the Tigers if you hit.
No, 100%. You mention it, and it's like, yeah, we got to the Twin Series and won the Twin Series, and it doesn't matter.
Well, because the Twins and Royals, all that talk we did about them not being legit was real. They proved it. The worst thing was the Red Sox were just more fake than those two teams were, which is the embarrassing part.
I guess, in a way, I said, you should, all you have to do, at the time, there was no one else ahead of them in the wild card. So I was like, all you have to do is be better than the Twins. You can be better than the Twins. I think that they're better than the Twins. And it just so happened that the fucking Mariners and Tigers and they just all turned it on. But that, kind of what I was hoping to happen to the Red Sox. And I forget, Tigers fans, when I said this on Baseball is Dead, took it the complete wrong way. They had when the Tigers went on their 18-7 run to get into this thing, they swept the White Sox in a 4-game series. Now, and I said when the Red Sox had that opportunity, when the White Sox came to town, it's like, all right, you just sweep them and that lights the fire. And what Tigers fans thought that I meant they're only in it because they swept a shitty White Sox team. Like, no, that's not what I meant at all. It's just you beat up on that team and you start winning some games and you pick up momentum and you go. The Red Sox just never had that series. They never had that series against anybody where they just beat up on someone and were like, all right, yeah, we're feeling ourselves a little bit, and then carried that. And when you look at the Tigers and the season that they've had, you could very much look at that and say, that could have been us. They're not better than us. There's not a big gap in between the Tigers and the Red Sox. They just got hot at the right time, and they stepped up when they had to. They were 4 games under 500. I think it was August 23rd. They were 4 games under 500. When you're a week away from September and have a losing record, you can pretty much 99% of the time call it and be like, yeah, we're just not a good team this year. And the Tigers popped off, and now they could, thanks to the Red Sox, they could be going to the postseason. It's crazy.
I mean, the Sox having 1 3-game winning streak in the second half of the season is pathetic. That's for how good they were, especially leading up to the break, and you're 10 games over at the All-Star break. You have 1 3-game winning streak. That's all. And even looking at the wild card standings right now, do the Orioles suck? I think the Orioles kind
They're
of suck.
panicking in Baltimore right now.
Right? Like the way they've been going, every time I look at the box scores, I'm like, they lost again? Like, what the hell's going on in Baltimore? But yeah, the AL, it's just there for the taking. Like anybody can win, which sucks because then that means the Yankees, well, Tyler, you'll be excited, but the Yankees could actually go to the World Series for the first time in 15 years now.
I think the Astros. I think it's going to be Astros Padres. That's my pick.
That'd be fun. I think everyone would have one team that they're rooting for pretty clearly in that one. Maybe the anti-Tatis people, but we like Tatis.
We like Tatis. We love Manscaped. And we love Tyler's balls. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Talk
I
about
love those.
Yeah. Fellas, do you want your grooming routine to be a one and done deal? Well, the days of using the same trimmer for your face and your private parts are over thanks to our friends at Manscaped. They've come up with the ultimate package to keep your hairs trimmed from 12 to 6, introducing the Beard and Balls bundle featuring the Lawnmower 5.0 and the Beard Hedger, a trimmer for the moneymaker and another for the boys downstairs. Get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code SECTION10 at manscaped.com. Is that the right promo code? Yeah, it is. Just want to make sure everyone's getting their promo codes. Free shipping with the promo code SECTION10 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code SECTION10 at manscaped.com for the premium grooming experience. Trust Manscaped. Tyler, I mean, it's one of those things where Tyler is our test dummy for any sponsor. We always are like, we got to get Tyler the product, and we have Tyler test it out. I mean, first and foremost, he has the hairiest balls on the podcast. So that was...
Well, he did.
He did. But now, it looks like his balls look like Stone Cold Steve Austin's head.
Oh, yeah, he's showing them right now. Yeah, those are clean.
Yeah, those
if
are
you're on the
clean,
YouTube, just switch over. You can
Click
see
on
them.
the YouTube. Yeah.
Smooth
In the
as
shower.
eggs.
Yeah, man. Your balls... Your balls... New best friend is the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Say goodbye to endless passes. The trimmer gets it right the first time, cutting through the bushiest of bushes. And trust me, Tyler's dealing with a bush down there.
Afro.
It looks like fucking, what did I say? Not Bob Ross's head before we hooked him up with Manscaped. You got to talk about the beard hedger here. Whether you're going for a neat stubble or a full-on lumberjack look, this trimmer has you covered. Just like the lawnmower, the beard hedger is also waterproof, so you can handle your beard grooming right in the sink or the shower without worrying about water damage. With up to 60 minutes of runtime and LED charger indicator, you'll never be caught mid-trim with a dead battery. We love that. Get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code SECTION10 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code SECTION10 at manscaped.com. No more juggling multiple tools or dealing with subpar results, just efficient, effective grooming wherever you need it. So I'm gonna toss it to you guys on this one. Or actually, no, I'll let Tyler pick. Coley and I had a discussion on the ride back about the Jeff Passan basically saying like the Red Sox have the money to sign Juan Soto. They could do that. We can talk Juan Soto or the Tristan Casas trade stuff, just like the discussion around it. And there's definitely a civil war going on right now between the people that want to trade Tristan Casas and the people that love Tristan Casas and want to see him retire in Boston. Which avenue would you like to travel down for this next segment, Tyler?
Let's do Juan Soto.
Juan Soto. Okay. So, Jeffrey Passan, who recommended us a barbecue spot in Kansas City, it was very strong. Harp, which they're moving, though. We were apparently their last customers ever at that location.
We got their last meet.
We got the last meet at Harp in Kansas City. It was excellent. Former Kansas City Royals clubby opened it up, and it's excellent. If you can track it down at their next location, we highly recommend it. But Jeff Passan basically said, you know, there's no reason why the Red Sox shouldn't be linked to Juan Soto this offseason because of the money that they have and could spend potentially on Juan Soto. I'm not getting anybody's hopes up, obviously, about Juan Soto. I feel like it's September. It's about to be October next week. I feel like if the Red Sox were preparing to or going to be in the Juan Soto sweepstakes, we would probably at least have heard their name linked to him by now. It hasn't happened. I think the only linking has been guys like Passan saying, no, they could absolutely afford him. Like, or like those fucking stupid ass, what was it? They're like the stupid slide things. Oh, the top 10 teams that could afford Juan Soto.
Oh,
yeah, it's like we saw a year ago. People were doing that a year ago when he was on the trade market.
Here's the top 10 teams that could sign Juan Soto. Like the Red Sox should be on that list, but they won't be. And that's really disappointing. And I'm going to let Coley make the point that he made earlier because it is a generational thing. Like I do think the younger Red Sox fans are just like, just too expensive, too much money. Whereas the 35 and up Red Sox fans are like, we still remember when the top free agent would hit free agency and the Red Sox would be linked to them. Whether they would sign the player or not, they would be linked to them. It's like, oh, there's a really great player and he can sign with any team. All right, we're in on that. There was a time where that was a thing. Not so long ago either.
No, I mean, there were two teams that got linked to those players. It was us and the Yankees. And it was like, oh, if he's not going to the Yankees, he's going to the Red Sox. If he's not going to the Red Sox, he's going to the Yankees. And I saw Stats was talking about how he would offer Soto. He would start at 500 and say, we're definitely willing to go higher, which is, I love Stats. It's a terrible way to negotiate. Obviously, they would say, all right, higher.
No, stay right.
But I get it. I understand his point. Like, yeah, there shouldn't be a maximum that you're afraid to pay Juan Soto. But he got so much pushback from even suggesting that from people. And it disgusted me because it tells me John Henry won. He's already won. Whatever you think of John Henry or the Red Sox or how they spend, he's influenced such a large portion of the fan base to think that's a bad idea to sign Juan Soto. Don't forget, Jared, he hits left-handed. That's a problem. Mm-hmm. You cannot have a guy, despite the fact that he's, if not the best left-handed hitter in baseball, second, one of the two best left-handed hitters, not even just currently, of all time. He's already that. He's 26. The Red Sox should be dumping money into this guy. All of his holes should be overflowing with Red Sox money. The fact that they're not going to be in on him at all, despite what you want to say about the fit, this, that, he's better than everyone on the team. He's probably better, 99.9%, than any of the prospects will ever be. And you know how much I love the prospects. For any of them to have one season as good as Soto's worst season to this point would be an all-star season, and we'd all be thrilled about that. The fact that the Red Sox and that Red Sox fans, it's not even the Red Sox, it's the fans, since the Mookie trade, they really just have kind of been like, well, that's who we are now, as opposed to like having a spine. And that's what kills me about all this. John Henry has won. He has completely swayed the way Red Sox fans think and act towards free agency, where he can skate on. I understand Ohtani was never coming here, even if they'd offered the most. Like, he was going to the Dodgers. I get that. Yamamoto, I think you could have gotten, or at least been in the ballpark offer-wise. The Red Sox won't even leak a fake offer to pretend like they were in the ballpark. That's how far off they were on Yamamoto. And it's sad. Like, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, when Tyler talks about how much money they have to spend, I understand his thought process, but I almost think that's too optimistic. Like, I don't know that that's an accurate number. It's probably half of what so because you say what, they have 60, 70 million under the threshold?
Yeah,
or under
so
the
right now,
threshold?
Committed for 2025 is 153 million, so that gives you about 87 million until the first luxury tax threshold, which is 241.
Yeah, that feels super optimistic to me that they would use all that space.
Just for people who don't know, this year, right now, they're at 226 million with the luxury tax at 237 for the first luxury tax threshold. And that includes the extensions as well that got inked with Bayo and Rafaela before the season. Right. It was even lower than that coming into the year.
Well, I can't even like Coley, you mentioned what the fans expect from John Henry now. I honestly think that they're just kind of protecting their emotions. Like, I think before there was obviously a chance, like, okay, we might get this, huge free agent. And like you mentioned, it was either us or the Yankees. And that's kind of how me, you, and Jared grew up. That was the expectation constantly. And now I'm okay with fans not expecting these big names to come here. It sucks. Like, we want to be in the sweepstakes for all these guys. But even looking at the money that Soto's going to want, it's probably close to near double what Raffy signed for. And I'm sure part of them are regretting the Raffy deal, even though they shouldn't be. But, we'll get into Raffy later. But the people talking about, like, oh, you can't have him DH. You just can. Like, it's not the end of the world if Rafael Devers DHs. That's a whole nother conversation. But it does suck. Like, it sucks that we have to feel this way, that a guy like Juan Soto, who's a generational talent, generational swagger too. I feel like he's also like too cool for the Red Sox. Honestly,
he's too cool for the Yankees. He's
too cool for the Yankees. But the Yankees are now like going after all these cool guys.
Guy grew up idolizing like that era of the Boston Red Sox. Though we know the relationship with David Ortiz and everything. Like, there is that connection that's there.
I know, which is another reason why you'd want to, enter this offseason with some kind of hope that could happen. But what was the phrasing by Passan? Did he say long shot, or what was the wording?
It was in his free agency preview. That's what you're referring to, right, Coley?
Jared brought it up. I haven't read these words.
Because I looked it up, and it looks like he mentioned the Red Sox, but also mentioned them as a long shot, which is
he was like,
correct.
They should, but...
but they won't. That's the thing. It's like, they're not going to sign Juan Soto. It would be incredible, but they're not going to. I think for our sake, just kind of hoping he doesn't sign with the Yankees. That's where I'm at.
I don't even think it's fans protecting themselves, because I understand what you're saying, and there are definitely people who are doing that, but it's the people who bring up, like, the Red Sox should sign him, will then get attacked. Like, what are you, the stupidest fucking person alive?
Yeah,
like,
that part's dumb.
The problem.
That part's dumb.
Those are like the Henry's army. Like, I don't know if they're on payroll. Probably not, because he's not paying anyone. But to carry that cross for free is disgusting. Like, you should... I can't say that, I'd get fired, but you should consider what I probably said.
You should go to the Zake room and just think about it. Going that far, they suck. Like, if you're going to defend Henry for not, considering signing one of the greatest baseball players ever, then you blow. But I do think a big portion of the fan base is more, and people that listen to this show are like, he's not signing it. Come on, that's not going to happen. Would it be sick? Of course, but I'm not going to get excited.
Yeah, I can understand feeling defeated. Like, this guy's a free agent. We're not even going to try. And that's shitty. Like, that's very shitty. I can understand feeling defeated. But to see people who rightfully point out, no, you can and should sign him, and then to attack those people is retired behavior.
Yeah,
it's extremely retired.
Yeah, you can't look at that. Like, if you're just not able to recognize Juan Soto and what he is at this current time, that's on you. You're just an idiot. And, we speak of a generational talent.
Get him.
He's at 200 homers right now in his age 25 season. He's more likely than not going to hit another one. 7th fastest baseball player
He's going to hit another
200
homers. There's a 100% chance he hits another home run.
Through the rest of the year, right? But we talk about Rafael Devers right now. He just got to 200 homers. He's going into his age 28 season here. And at the end of the day, yes, the money would be ridiculous. But the fact that you could pull him from the Yankees as well, if you were serious about competing and serious about saying, hey, we're going to try to run this division. Yeah, that's a pathway where you take a guy the Yankees dished out Michael King for and all these other pieces and say, no, he's going to be in Boston for the next decade. Good luck to you, and watch. He's going to wear that Red Sox cap into the Hall of Fame. It would be incredible. And say what you will, you can love prospects as much as anybody. I'll tell you right now, none of them will be Juan Soto. They're none
Correct.
of them. Even thinking that, like, that would be the most 100th percentile outcome of all time. Everything would have to go nuts. Say even, Roman Anthony. We talk Christian Yelich. If he turns into Christian Yelich, guess what? Is Christian Yelich Juan Soto? No, he's fucking not. That's just the reality of the situation.
Huh?
And
he would. He won
Juan
MVP,
Soto.
and he would have won back-to-back MVPs if he didn't foul a ball off his knee in 2019.
Who would you rather take, Juan Soto or Christian Yelich?
Obviously, Juan Soto, but
has Juan Soto won an MVP?
Wasn't
I'm not.
Tyler wasn't crapping on Yelich. He was saying
he also wasn't appreciating. He also wasn't appreciating Yelich's peak.
No, he wasn't.
I love Christian Yelich. It's the reason I draw the Roman Anthony
dude should have won
it.
back-to-back MVPs. Juan Soto hasn't won one yet. But I'm saying this about the whole Juan Soto situation. Last offseason, when Yamamoto was a free agent, all the things that were being said about why you should sign this guy also apply to Juan Soto. It doesn't feel that way because he's been in the league since 2019. But when you were talking about Yamamoto, we were saying, well, he hasn't thrown a pitch in the big leagues yet, but he's 25 years old. Like, if you don't spend on Yamamoto, then who are you going to spend on? 25 years old and he's open to sign with any team? That's the guy that you spend all the money on. Okay, well, Juan Soto is going to be 26 in about a month's time. So he's going into his age 26 season. If you don't spend the boatload of cash on a player like Juan Soto, who, unlike Yamamoto, has been in the big leagues for the last 6 years and has proven himself to be one of the best players in the entire league and is in the heart of the prime of his career, at the very beginning of the prime of his career, then what are we doing here? Like, why? Like, I'm not saying you have to sign the guy, but if the Red Sox aren't at least in it, like, if I'm not even saying like, oh yeah, they picked up the phone and like, you know, they heard what the asking price was and they're like, oh, you know, whatever, and they backed off. I'm saying, like, if throw a number out there, what do you think the winning bid is? 575?
That's six, yeah. He might even push, like, he might want to start sniffing Ohtani.
Passer recently had it thinking he was going to get to 6.
Okay, yeah, so if he gets to 6, if the Red Sox offer 500, are you disappointed?
Yeah, because that seems like
offer just to say you did.
Yeah,
we know.
Honestly,
the
more we talk about it, I think he would, like, the Red Sox would love you and us to think that they're in. That's going to be like the goal for them, is for us to, not us, but like for Red Sox fans to think there's actually a chance this offseason this could happen.
I think they could legitimately have an inside track, like, especially if the Yankees flame out. Like, if they lose to Houston.
There's a lot riding on that. That's a huge part of this. That's
where I think he looks out there, and if David Ortiz is in that meeting and it's a real offer of something that starts with a 6, because part of the reason he didn't initially take that national, I know it's crazy.
I can't even think. Yeah.
But like, part of the reason he didn't take that original Nationals offer was they were like, we'll pay you most of this in like 2050. He was like, sick. No thanks. But I do think now, especially after what Ohtani just did, if it's like, hey, we'll give it to you all like the second you retire. Like, it's not going to be forever from now. It's just like, we would like to have some flexibility. I think he'd probably be more open to that. And I can't remember what the Nationals offer. It was something in the 3s, I'm pretty sure.
It was more 4s, right?
Yeah. Was it in the 4s?
It was insulting for what he was projected to get.
Sure, yeah, but the way they were structuring it too was also awful, and the way they've been handling the Strasburg stuff. Okay, so 440 is not terrible.
15 years, the worst, by the way. I thought.
Well, it was 15 years, but over the 15, he was going to see like 100 of it, and then the rest was going to come after. So that's where he was like, pass. Yeah, so I mean, he's not going to get less than 440. It's going to have to be in the 6s. Like, it doesn't seem that crazy to me. Like, it does not seem like that big of a commitment. And the last thing I'll say on this, I understand it's not something the GM can do. The GM can't offer 600 without that blessing from ownership. If you remember some of Heim's final quotes as GM of or fucking whatever the title is of the Boston Red Sox, they asked him about these long-term deals. And he specifically said, you know, these 30-year-olds getting 15-year deals is insane to me. But if a guy was 25, 26, I think that makes a lot more sense. He was only talking about Juan Soto. That's the only guy who fit that.
And I think with Soto, there's like the attractive conversation of, and he's handled it really well, but the Yankees are Aaron Judge's team, right? And it doesn't seem like it's ate away at him, but when you know the next, 10 or 15 years of your career, you're going to be somewhere, and this is more likely than not where your legacy is going to be etched. Does it mean something to be that guy? And if he came here in Boston, he would be that guy. It's no disrespect to Rafael Devers, but, Juan Soto's in a different stratosphere than what Rafael Devers is. But to come to Fenway, another storied organization, and become the face of that for over a decade and possibly win championships, like, that has to be a dream come true. It's just, it's so hard to even think about it because you just know that's not the way they operate, which sucks. Well, you know what I mean?
Watching Jay Hayes' video essay on what Judge and Soto have done this year reminded me, like, yeah, they're kind of in their own class. Like, yes, technically some other combos have been around there, but I get what you're saying, Tyler. I almost think he might think, dude, we can be the Bass Bros for another decade. Like, that's sick. And especially with how much Yankee fans love him and have embraced him, and even seeing the chants a couple weeks ago. I honestly, Judge does so many things that I love, which sucks. Like even him doing the little like smirk to he's doing the smirk to Soto, like, hey, they want you here. How about you sign here? Bada boom. Like they honestly feel like the perfect combo on the Yankees, which blows because if they actually go on a run in the postseason, it's very hard for me to see him not signing there. And he's credit to Juan Soto, by the way. He's kept it consistent where, the New York media has tried to get him to be like, hey, you want to stay or want to stay. His answer's the same every time. Talk to my agent, talk to Brian Cashman. He hasn't dove into any of that. And I think that's the right way to go about it. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be the top dollar that he ends up signing for. But being with Aaron Judge for, almost the next decade and being beloved by Yankee fans and all the yuck that comes along with that, but at least you feel like, you're part of the family. I think he'd want that.
If the number starts with a 6, Judge has 9, he signed the 9-year 360, so he's at 40 a year. Next year's his age 33 season. And he's been remarkably healthy this year for a guy who we know is hurt like constantly. That's not a knock on him because of how well he's played, but age will catch up to him. Whether or not it's next year or 10 years from now, it will for sure catch up to him. Cole has an opt-out. He's not opting out. And what's that, 38? Something like that,
They
Jared?
can add a year to negate it like immediately on top of the contract as a whole.
Right, but like between those two, they gave Rodon over 30 a year. Like until Hal cuts the check, I don't know that the Yankees, I think they have a line in their head that they will not pass. So like I do believe he can be had unless he's going to take a discount, which at no point in Juan Soto's career has he said that's even a possibility. Like
which
the
credit to
36
him.
per.
At no point has Soto been like, I'll take a hometown discount. If anything, all his answers have been like, don't even think about it. Like if we do something big, you're going to have to pay even more to keep me here, which I respect. That's what you should do when you're his talent.
The thing is, the Yankees are going against the package they gave up, which they're going to have to sit there and eat if they're not able to retain him long term. And I'll say Hal Steinbrenner before the season mentioned they can't exist around a $300 million payroll forever. So maybe there is a line. We knew Aaron Judge. They got to the point. They tried to pretend there was a line and everyone knew. There's no fucking line. Like, you need Aaron Judge. You don't have a choice with the state of your franchise. I just think for where the Yankees are at, they're going to end up bending no matter what because they're going to feel like idiots if they gave up that trade package and he ended up, only there for a year and went somewhere else.
It does also feel like it's a scale of how well they do in this postseason. Like, I feel like it's a direct line of like, if they make it to the World Series, it's pressure. If they win, it's like the most pressure to bring them back. And I feel like the Yankees...
I would agree. I think it's the opposite.
You think you do a Revis thing where it's like win a title and out? I
don't think that it's...
I'm saying more pressure on the Yankees, not like on him to sign.
Yeah, I think it's less. I think if they give up that trade package for 1 year of Juan Soto and they win the World Series in that 1 year with Juan Soto, there's less pressure to bring him back.
I guess, but like there's a huge part of the fan base then that's going to be like, how the hell could you let him go when we could start like... dynasty
3,
here.
4 here. Like this could be the next great Yankees
Yankee
era.
fans have no problem talking about championships that they won 89 years ago. Like if they win one the year before, they'll be like, yeah, it sucks we lost Juan Soto, but like fucking 28 rings like we won last year, bozo.
Worst case scenario,
take the L.
Bozo, hey, you suck, go fuck yourself. I guess worst case scenario is probably, well, for them, would be making the World Series, and then he leaves.
Yeah,
if you win, at least you get the parade, and they haven't even sniffed that. There's so many Yankee fans that don't even know what it's like for them to make the World Series.
Yeah,
like when do you think you start having memories of like all this stuff? 7? Wait, like Tyler, what's your first? Like
how
6,
old were
7?
you in 2007?
For me, it was 9.
Yeah.
9. Oh, well, for Tyler, yeah, the scale's a little different for Tyler.
A little
bit, but most people it's probably like 7. That means if you're 22 years old right now, you have no memory of the Yankees even making the World Series like that. You could be have graduated college and have no memory of them even getting to the World Series. So I guess that would kind of negate the whole if they win it all. But then if you make it there and not win, the pressure goes up that you got to keep them there. That's probably one of the top things that, I mean, we don't have a ton to focus on.
Pressure
in October,
goes down if they win the World Series. If they
make and don't win, I'm saying like that's probably the sweet spot of like worst case scenario for everybody.
If they get close and lose, the pressure to bring back Soto is
immense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be rooting for them to make the World Series and lose, like just pull an 0-3. That might be best for us because then it just, worst case makes the price tag enormous.
That's not better
to bring
for
Juan
us.
Soto back.
No, I think for
That
We're
makes
not
them
getting.
more-
I'm saying like the Sox aren't getting Soto.
But even if you want him to go to the Mets, like even if you don't, because I think that's like what the most realistic Red Sox hope, like fan hope, should be right now is that he just signs with the Mets. Your hope is they get swept in the first round, and like the tabloids, the paper, everyone just starts killing the Yankees, and he's like, "This fucking sucks." Like I can go play with. I don't have to move my home. I can just go play with the Mets across town. The pressure is super different. Obviously, or some of us remember when Beltran was there. He had crazy pressure when he signed that deal. I don't know if the Mets would have the same type of, if he was just swapped out for Pete Alonso, basically money-wise, I think Mets fans would be thrilled with that. Thrilled.
I mean, I think they're pumped if they just win a playoff series. Like the bar for Mets fans is so much lower. And even just seeing what they're doing right now, like I'm sure a lot of them would be like, this is the funnest thing ever. We have the grimace seat.
For sure.
Like, didn't think we were getting this stuff this year. So
well, they're open to having fun over there where the Yankees aren't. And I also think the Yankees internally would pivot and be like, listen, we've got Dominguez, who's going to be in his 22 year. Volpe, we're going with this young core. I do think that would be their spin. And then they would probably go give Corbin Burns like $400 million. Like that's how they would pivot.
That'd be hilarious.
Sure, but they've done similar in the past. Like they just outright balked on Corey Seager when the entire fan base was begging for it, and they were just like, pass. And like, thank Christ, you know what I mean? Like, thank God they didn't get Corey Seager. Remember they had the back page where they had Harper and Machado in Yankee jerseys, and they were both like, we're all set on both for reasons I still don't know. They have made these decisions in recent years. Now, obviously, I do the show with Kev, who's a Yankees fan and has some connections within the organization. He swears Soto's not leaving. He also told me Yamamoto was money in the bank, good as sign. So the once numbers get a little bit higher, Yankee fans do get cold feet. Or the Yankees, not Yankee fans. The Yankees do get cold feet.
I'll just say, like, what has plagued them, though, and the reason they were going after Juan Soto was because they knew what life was like when Aaron Judge was the one superstar in that lineup. I think they're going to do everything to avoid falling into those same patterns. And maybe they just start dishing out money in a stupid way. They could go and say, hey, we'll take Pete Alonso. Obviously, he's not the same bat, but Anthony Rizzo's getting older. You're kind of at the point where Ben Rice, like, do you believe in him as some kind of long-term piece more likely than not?
No one's used Ben Rice's name in months.
Yankees Twitter is actually very hype about what he's doing at AAA right now. I will say that.
You believe, brother? You believe?
I'm not saying that, but if they are looking for a desperate way to piece it together, but I think they are, so into the idea of Judge and Soto now having that kind of partnership after seeing what the team looked like when Judge got hurt a year ago, they won't fall back into that same spot again. And these front offices, what do they obsess over more than anything? It's value. And the idea of the value they lost in that trade for 1 year of Soto, I think that's the kind of thing that would keep a front office up at night.
Steve?
Just want to say something real quick here. So we're talking about Citi Field. We're talking about the Mets. MLB just tweeted out them closing out a series against the Phillies. Diaz flexing on the mound. Place going absolutely nuts in a 1-run win. I think this Citi Field, this version of Citi Field, is as close to what we're capable of doing at Fenway, like in 2021. Like, I don't know if there's another park that feels like it has that same energy this time of year when the games matter the most. And that's why we're all at a level of sadness that we're at now, because I'm looking at this clip right here. This looks like the most fun ever. Like, people got signs, they're dancing around. Like, it's this energy at Citi Field is incredible. Yeah, they all got the OMG signs. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying this to say I'm jealous as hell of what's going on there. Because this should and could be us, but once again, it's not.
Jose Iglesias is a 3-WAR player this year.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. All right, for a baseball reference, who knows what the Fangraphs probably has -12.
And then you can probably add some more because of the song. Like, I feel like the song adds like 3 WAR, so he's probably 6 WAR.
He's risen everyone else's WAR by a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, how much? Like, what's the song's WAR? It's probably might even be 4.
Like Acuna's numbers in AAA, I think he's hit like as many home runs in the major leagues as he did in Syracuse. Like he just put on a Mets. Like only Brett Beatty's like the only person this year who put on a Mets uniform and just didn't produce offensively. Everyone else has been tearing the fucking cover off the ball.
It's crazy. I'm happy for the Mets though. I mean, like they've suffered.
Of course.
Like we're at the point now where we've also suffered quite a bit as well. I think we're
no
due.
one feels bad for us.
No, I don't want people to feel bad for us. Fuck those people. I don't care.
And ours is entirely self-inflicted. Like Steve was just talking about like losing Juan Soto. We had Mookie Betts. Like, we've seen this. We just saw this. We saw it on the same level. And we're talking about $600 million for Juan Soto. He got $350. Like, this is where it's just like, where was the foresight of any of this? There was none.
And Mookie looked good today.
Doesn't even hit left-handed. I don't know if people know that. Yeah.
Sneaky right-handed bat.
I mean,
super right-handed.
If you were to ask me, would you rather have Mookie for 365 or Juan Soto for 600? I'm taking Juan Soto for 600.
I'm taking his hires on Underdog after I enter promo code Jared. That's what I'm doing.
100%.
Yeah, you got to do that. That's what you got to do.
All right, Soto to the Sox. Here we go.
Just give me a rumor.
I would. I've said this before. If they sign Juan Soto, I'll never bring up Mookie again. That's a promise. I would never bring it up.
You should tell the Red Sox front office that,
please,
because that might help.
John Henry, I'm begging you, please.
It's like, John, do you know how much he mentions Mookie Betts? This would be huge.
I'm
for
right.
everybody. Oh, you're. I'm
right.
saying you're wrong, McMahon. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You've never been wrong about the Mookie.
Well, about that, I was going to say I'm wrong.
No, you've been wrong before. Yeah.
But I think if you're a Yankee fan listening to this last Juan Soto segment, you're like, this is so pathetic. They think they have a chance.
No, we
don't
don't.
even think we have a
think we do.
chance.
I don't
It's just
think we
like,
do.
I wish there was a chance we'd even be interested in having a conversation with him. That's what we're talking about.
I wish there was
we're
a
not
chance
even
we had a
talking about a
chance.
potential
Yeah.
deal. Just maybe we would just call him and have a conversation about it. That's all we are asking.
they'll
Weirdly
have a
enough, I think
conversation.
this spot is better. I think the position we're in right now, before we get the potential, like, hey, they might be showing interest in Soto, is like better than that position, because then that's going to crush us, Jerry.
Let me ask you guys a question. You can all answer individually. At one point, this is after the Mookie Betts thing, it looked like, and this is after Xander Bogaerts leaves via free agency, it looked like Rafael Devers was next in line. And then fans pissed and moaned and whined and bitched, and then the Red Sox cut a check for over $300 million to keep Rafael Devers here. There's no part of you that thinks that, I mean, and that kind of like happened out of nowhere at the time. There's no part of you that after giving Rafael Devers his money, that the Red Sox wouldn't just be like, you know what? If not Juan Soto, then who? Like, if not this guy, this talent at this age that has played in this market, that has already won a World Series, has played in the postseason. Like, what other? He's Dominican. He's friends with David Ortiz. Like, what other boxes do you really need to check before you cut the check?
He doesn't pitch.
Ah,
I think that's one of the
And
big
it's what
boxes.
they have invested in and what they've sold to everyone for the last half
you
decade
can
almost.
have it all. What does paying Juan Soto do to deviate from the plan?
I think they look at it and they're just bigger believers, because I think if you were to add Juan Soto, then you're talking of trading at least 2 outfielders. I think to them, they're so
Fine.
invested in this next core of young, controllable players.
Name
that,
one that's better than Juan Soto.
We just had that conversation, right?
Right.
But I think this is their outlook on it. I think our outlook on it is different. But to them, I think they're more looking at it and saying, hey, we have this young core. We want to see that flourish instead of maybe dishing out money to that level in free agency. I think that's their outlook.
Like, if anything, because you have the young core, it's
You
the
should.
exact reason you should sign Soto. Because if you were, and I'm only using these names because they're not the prospects, before everyone has a fucking kitten. If you took Duran and Abreu, for instance, both of them, and moved them for a pitcher, like, now it's like, all right, you didn't have to give Max Fried 210 or whatever the fuck he's going to cost, 180, who knows? You don't have to go sign Corbin Burns. You can still get your pitching using those players. And now it's like, all right, we have Rafael, we still have Anthony. And Juan Soto's in left field, by the way. Like that,
Of course.
to me, is a much better team.
You could easily do that. I just don't think that's how they view it and how they
Of
want to
course,
go about it.
We all
I
agree
think
they're
that's just, I
not
think we're
going
all,
to do this.
Yeah, I think we're talking in circles. I think we all agree on the outlook for Juan Soto. We just know that's not how they operate.
But that's disgusting. Like that.
Yes.
That part needs to be hammered. Like that's outrageous. Like that. It's so dumb. So dumb.
Honestly, if they're willing to spend big money on somebody, I don't think they're even considering Juan Soto. Like, looking at the needs of the team, I don't think he's realistically going to come up in discussions. If they actually get to the point of giving big money to a pitcher, that would be a major accomplishment compared to what they've done recently. So I would take that, not take that over Juan Soto, but I'd more likely expect that over them even contemplating the deal that you're going to need to give Juan Soto to get him here.
And it's understanding what the new version of all in for them is, right? Like, yes, the last time, you go back to 2018, we saw a team that wasn't scared to push well beyond the luxury tax and carried it on to 2019. The last time the Red Sox went over the luxury tax in 2022, they barely went over it. So what is the new reality of how they kind of look at pushing the chips in and going all in? Is there a reality where they would still go $40 million over the first luxury tax threshold? I don't know. We haven't seen it. So how can you be confident or be sure of it? Maybe to them, the closest thing to going all in is just being over that first luxury tax threshold. And that's where you start to get into these different conversations. Because Juan Soto, say he's making, call it, $40 million a year, or whatever it may be. All right, well, that would put you at 47 before the first luxury tax threshold. It's the balancing of how you're kind of piecing this entire conversation together. But we don't know what all in looks like for the Red Sox anymore. What is the closest version of that? Is it just the first luxury tax threshold? Or is there a world where you get to 300 and you're willing to act like the Mets did or even the Yankees have this season? Or the Dodgers?
I don't think they're doing that ever again.
And that's where you start to get into probably where they tried to justify not chasing a talent like Juan Soto, which would be stupid. But
it's very stupid. Like even if you gave him 10,600, I know those are hilarious numbers, but if that's 60 a year, you still have 20 to deal with this year. You can fill out the roster that way.
I think that's where the convo is gonna go, though. Like the Soto money, the second they get to the offseason and the rumors start coming in before Thanksgiving, we're gonna be hearing numbers that are silly. And then they're not going to be silly because some team's going to be willing to do it. And I feel like it's going to be the Yankees, but I definitely don't feel like it's going to be the Red Sox. That's for sure.
You're going to the amount of tickets they're going to sell if they sign Juan Soto and the amount of jerseys they'll sell. I feel like they make that back in the first year. Like the whole 600. Like I genuinely think they make that back immediately.
It was fascinating to see what they said about the Dodgers, right? And how quickly they can recoup the Ohtani money,
right?
Based on all the but that jersey sales and everything.
That was like putting Japanese advertisements in the ballpark. Like,
I know, but
that's not the same thing for Juan Soto.
But can you imagine
can find ways to get that?
A world where Soto would sign that deal and David Ortiz is at the presser and they're having this big moment and there's almost like a baton passing. Like how magical and special it could be. It would be so cool. It's just I can't even pretend to get excited about it. It's just impossible.
There's not. You can't because it's not going to I think I'd have a heart attack because of how jarring that would be of a signing, like how unexpected it would be.
Coley would die, and then you don't even get to experience Soto on the Sox. So it's like great. Like don't sign him so you don't die.
It's a fair trade-off.
You would die for Soto here? What would the deal need to be, just for the sake of them being able to also get pitching?
Oh, well, just as long as he never played for another team. I don't care about the money part of it.
Okay. Coley's willing to die for Soto to the Red Sox, and he is going to forfeit mentioning Mookie Betts anymore. These are two chips that Henry and company need to know about.
That's big time.
Huge. Big time cookies.
Mm-hmm. Tyler's hair sucks. Or at least it did. Until we hooked him up with Hims. Men, when we leave the house, it's phone, wallet, keys. How's my hair look? But if you're experiencing hair loss, you may not be so confident when you step outside your door. It's time to get that confidence back and restore your hair with Hims. Hims provides access to a range of hair loss treatments that work all from the comfort of your couch. Hims makes treating hair loss simple with doctor-trusted treatment options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. They offer personalized chewable oral spray and serum treatment options so you can find what works best for you. The process is simple and 100% online. Just answer a few questions and a medical provider will determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment is sent directly to your door. Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, so if you feel like you're losing part of yourself with your hair loss, get Hims and get your confidence back. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/section10. That's SECTION10. hims.com/section10 for your personalized hair loss treatment options. hims.com/section10. Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Yeah.
Just want to say this from Red Sox Stats. This tweet just came in.
Mm-hmm.
On the first day of spring training, Fangraphs projected the Red Sox roster to go 81-81 with a +1 run differential. They are currently 78-78 with a +9 run differential.
Mm-hmm.
So, good job, Fangraphs.
I would also like to add, I think signing Bregman for the contract he's probably going to get is a bigger waste of money than giving Juan Soto $1 billion.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, if you're really going to shake things up, go all in on Juan Soto.
Yeah, I would rather go such a hard opposite direction than sign someone who's on the other half of their career respectfully. Like I've said it on here before. I'd rather see Rafi at DH, like go full youth movement. Don't just be like, oh, we added this guy who might suck in 3 years, but we have to pay him for 7.
Yeah, and like you could picture the whole youth movement, whether it's trading those 2 outfielders after you got Soto. Say you even hold on to Roman Anthony. Say it's like, hey, we're gonna package Duran and Duran and Abreu, and we're gonna go get a big arm out there. Cool. Well, you could still move Devers to DH. You could tell Trevor Story to play shortstop, Meyer at third, Campbell at second, Casas at first, and let it bleed.
Right.
See what happens. And there's a whole pathway there. It's just not the way I think they view it. And I think the idea, if you told John Henry that he was going to have like close to, $920 million between Juan Soto and Rafael Devers on the books for 2 players, he'd probably pass out and would not wake up at this point.
Another positive.
I was about to say that actually might be the start of something good.
But I'm not even saying if you get Soto, I'm saying don't sign anyone. Like, just play the youth.
Yeah, I think that's a real
I think more
conversation.
people would be willing to watch that team too.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk ratings? Just Juan Soto probably doubles the ratings.
Oh, for sure.
Like, yeah. The ratings, like, right now are fucking horrible. Like, no one is watching this team, at least on cable. I don't know. I think it's just, it shakes. I feel
if
like
they sign Juan Soto, they don't need us to sell tickets one night a year. Fact.
Do you think John Henry would look at paying someone like Juan Soto as a failure based on what they've tried to sell for the last half decade?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think he'd look at it and be like, damn, well, we're going to sign Juan Soto, and that would obviously elevate the team and the attention and everything to it. Would it be him almost acknowledging everyone was right and the way I've been trying to go about it is wrong?
No, because you're still going to have you can still have all of the Nuttown and Juan Soto. You can have it all. And
Right.
it's kind of a mix of what they were saying and what we're saying. So yeah, okay, you want to do a rebuild and inject the next wave of prospects, that's great, but you still need stars. And especially in Boston. Like when have the Red Sox been good with no stars? Never.
13's probably the closest because that team
They
wasn't
have
supposed
Poppy.
to do anything.
I know.
No, I agree. They still have them.
Pedroia, Lester.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
off-season acquisitions they had made weren't top tier
No.
acquisitions. That's
No.
more what I was thinking. But yes, they already had them on the team.
Right.
And you could make that argument with Story and Devers and guys like that who they've already paid that to have here, that's the role they're supposed to fit already. So I think that's where they would look at it. But last offseason, ownership was saying, like, we're fucking going for it. So I don't know that does contradict anything. They've only contradicted themselves time and time again.
And to me, it's like, even if you were to go a year ago and you say, well, why didn't the Red Sox show interest then? If they want to say we just didn't want to do the prospect capital, but we have money to spend, that would make logical sense. Obviously, they don't act with much logic these days, so it's hard to kind of predict things. But yeah, all it really does is cost money, and whatever the qualifying offer is going to be. Give up your comp pick, big whoop. It's Juan Soto. Who would actually give a fuck?
I don't understand. I'll never understand. It's like, oh, we'll trade prospects we love for a player, but we won't give up a comp pick for a qualifier. It's like, what? What does that mean?
Especially for Juan Soto. It's like, come on.
You're trading a comp pick for a play. You get a player still. I feel like that gets lost in that math. Like, you still get the guy you signed. They don't just penalize you the pick.
It does get treated like that's just part of, like, if you're even interested, that pick's gone. Like, if you even show interest, like, you gotta give that pick up. It's like, oh wait, we still get one of the best players ever. Like, yeah, I think that's worth a comp pick.
Super easy. Super easy.
Talking about here. It's like the posting fee for Matsuzaka.
Shout out Roman Anthony. Hell of a comp pick.
Yeah. You can have it all. I don't even like the way that we're talking about this. Like, even when I said, like, Yankee fans are going to listen to this and think that we're pathetic for thinking that we have a chance, and then the immediate feedback was, we don't think we have a chance. It would just be nice. Like, I think that we should think that there's a chance.
I'm not saying it's zero. I mean, what are our percentages at? I would say 2%. Is that the highest? Hey, what are you at?
I'll join you, Cole.
So I'm waiting for a response, but 11 minutes ago, I
texted Juan Soto.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, huh?
I texted somebody at 10 p.m. and I said, would you say the odds of the Red Sox signing Juan Soto are less than 5%? And I'm interested to see what this individual has to say.
Just never responds. Never says a single word back.
Here's what I will say about the offseason that I do think, because we had a conversation on here during the Rockies series that made people think, oh, they were going to be very aggressive at the deadline, which I disagreed with. I don't think Cora re-signs if he wasn't promised money was going to start being spent. Now, that didn't necessarily, like, I think they said, hey, we want to do this deal now, knowing we're going to do absolutely nothing at the deadline to at least get some excitement with the fan base. But this offseason, like, we're not just going to have you, like, again, it's a 3-year extension. We're not just going to have you have these kids up here. Like, we are going to spend on somebody. Like, it's not just going to be, here's the youth movement. Like, I do think it's going to be someone. Now, does that mean it's Juan Soto? Fucking of course not. But I do think he was given a promise. Like, yeah, we're not just bullshitting to the media. We're telling you someone's coming.
And credit to Cora, I think he's answered the questions very well of like, oh, why'd you resign? And he's leaned into the Boston thing. And, obviously, Camille's about to graduate from BC and all that. And we love it here. And my kids love it here. But there's just no chance. Like, there's no chance he signed that without as close to a promise as you're going to get that they're going to commit to the needs that the team currently has. Like, that, I just, and now then it comes down to, okay, do you believe those promises? Which,
well, I think
there's been a lot of those. So,
well, you go back to what Cora was thinking last year. He thought he was getting 3 starting pitchers. You go back to some of those podcast appearances he was doing, where I think the biggest thing that's come out in the last couple of weeks that kind of turned my head was the Craig Breslow comment on saying the state of the build is strong. That's a much different, wordage and framing of things than what we heard. You go back to last January when they basically waited till season ticket renewals had come and gone and said, we kind of need to see what's going to happen with the young core at the big league level and the big 3. We need to see where they're going to get at. For Breslow to come out and say, hey, I think, it's been a big year in terms of that build coming together. I think you have the same conversation going into this upcoming year that you could have had with this year or even the year before's team, where if you just invested a little bit more, they're, a playoff contender or at least a lot closer than what they ended up being, over 500. It's just, those were the comments to me. It's like, all right, if you feel like the build is strong, then you need to invest in the ball club. You can't dance around it or try to frame it any other way, or you're just going to look stupid.
I even think it's like Cora, because there were those rumors, like, is he going to be the next president of baseball operations? Like, is he going to do the Brad Stevens? I think it was more, we're not just going to go spend, you're going to have direct influence over, like, you get to pick a guy that you can add to this team, and we're going to go, like, genuinely make an effort. Now, I'm sure he can't just be like when you were a kid and your parents thought, like, you were in Toys R Us, like, you can get a toy and you're like, N64, they're like, no, like a Power Ranger, something like that. That would be like trying to get Juan Soto. So I don't know if that's the kind of influence he even necessarily wants, but I do think he probably has the say to be like, this is a guy I would love having on the team.
The thing that sucks is, among many things, entering this offseason as a Red Sox fan, is you would think all they needed to commit is that they've missed the playoffs 5 out of 6 years. Like, you just start and finish there. It's like,
right.
Shouldn't you have more drive that you almost missed the playoffs 6 seasons in a row?
It's a good point, Steve.
Barely missed that. Shouldn't that be the engine to wanting to go get Corbin Burnes and Juan Soto? Like, that's probably the most frustrating thing, is that I think we can all agree it doesn't feel like that is at the front of the line of reasons that they would be aggressive this offseason. And before, it absolutely would have been.
I think when you look at the way things were PR-wise going into this season, they could give a fuck what anybody else thinks at this point. When you walked into this season the way you did, and, you know, the full throttle comments, and you have Sam Kennedy walking around basically calling everyone, you know, liars until he had to come out and say it himself, like, yeah, it is actually going to be lower than it was a year ago. You've hit rock bottom in terms of how people view you and what people think of you, and they didn't even try to apologize over it. They owned it. They said that's who we are, and I haven't seen anything since then to say they've changed or going about it. They think their plan is the right way, and if you don't, too bad.
I would just like to hope that they look at the TV ratings and they're like, no one gives a fuck. We have to change this. Because that used to, you would think that logically that's what any ownership group would think. But we know that's how they used to think. We know that when they finished in last place in 2014, that they just spent a bunch of money on Hanley Ramirez and Pablo Sandoval, and they were like, this will be great. People fucking love these guys. They didn't even like think about it from a baseball standpoint. They were like, Hanley Ramirez, where does he fit? I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. They didn't. But when you look at Juan Soto, you're like, all right, he was fine at first base, Coley.
Thank you.
You had the Believe in Boston flag. You remember that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But with Juan Soto, it's just like I said earlier, it checks every box. It just shouldn't be a guy that you pass up on the opportunity to have for just money if you're the Red Sox, to put a ball on it. Red Sox lose 4-1 in 12.
My favorite was
4-2.
Tyler was just yelling at me like, hey, it's over.
No, yeah, I know. I'm like waving Coley. I'm like, does he hear me? Does he know? I wanted you to go enjoy your night.
Well, you could have just ended the stream.
Yeah, that would have made sense. I was concerned. I'm sorry.
What happened?
Me and Coley, Jared dipped, and it was me and Coley just sitting there, and I had ended the stream, and I'm like, Coley, look at me. The game's over. like, please, do you see me? And I did probably for 15 seconds.
Eamon had the game on his phone, and I was streaming on mine. So I was seeing, I only saw them go up 2-1. I didn't see the third run score. So that's where I thought, like, I know the extra innings rules, they got to be up 2. So I didn't see the third run score. And then I just heard you like you needed help at sea, just waving me down. And I was like, oh, sick. It's over.
Like, just shut it off. End it. Tied in the eighth. Credit to us, by the way, still doing these tied in the eighths. This is a agreement we have with the listeners. You're getting them all season. We're doing them all season. I mean, we're doing our job, so I don't want to just do like pat on the back for doing what we said we'd do. But I'm also saying this is one that wasn't even on the last tie in the eighth, so I shouldn't even be the one saying this. That is 100% correct. But I don't miss many. Hey, right? I've only missed 2, right? I've only missed 2. One of us
Listen,
two.
you know how Jared feels about your usage of the word "we."
I know.
It was coming. I was waiting for him to finish.
No, we.
I was gonna let him finish.
It's funny because I know Jared's faces so well, and I saw the one he just did, and he doesn't do it often. I'm like, ah, shit, I fucked up. What did I say? Oh, I said we when I wasn't on it.
You were like, credit to us grinding away that time in the eighth. Jared was like, I'm gonna strangle him dead.
Credit to us for just fucking banging out that hour and a half time in the eighth on a Friday night. On a Friday night of all nights. I mean, we could have been at weddings, like we could have been like traveling on the road, long flight, and we're still just sitting here doing tied in the eighth, almost 2 fucking hours, man. Like,
dude,
no one else doing it like us. No one else doing it like us.
It's all of us, guys.
That time in the eighth was kind of chaos because Coley was at dinner, and it took him 55 minutes to figure out he could just mute the fucking conversation because he was talking to Emond, and me and Tyler are having a baseball conversation. People listening are just like, it's almost like we're at the restaurant with Coley. Like we're just like, we have like the restaurant ambiance, but then Jared and Tyler are talking about baseball. I mean, by the way, Tyler is like trying to fucking, like he's doing like play-by-play on the game. Like who fucking cares, dude?
I wasn't doing play. I was reacting.
Oh, yes, you were. Yes, you were. You were like
the 2-2.
Ooh, yeah. Like, oh, he went change up on the 2-2 there. Oh, yeah. I'm like, who fucking cares? It's
Fuck you.
crazy.
Fuck you. How dare
not,
you?
Not the spirit of tied in the eighth at all. Coley.
So Jared and I were obviously in Kansas City together. Jared decided to not go to dinner. One, because he got a full meal right before the flight and also on the flight. I just don't go out, dude. I get that.
That's a fact.
Going to Yard House last night was fucking, I mean, that was just like a rare thing.
Great.
I saw the
definitely.
footage of your standoff, and I was like, Jared's out late? What the hell is this?
Wait,
It was very late for Jared.
Yeah.
But all he wanted to do was watch wrestling. And when I saw Tyler tweet or text us the link for Tied in the Eighth, I said, poor Jerry. Like the whole reason, like, again, we went to a globally award-winning barbecue place, and Jared was like, I just want to pack a hammer and watch Roman Reigns.
That's it.
That's all I want to do.
All I wanted to
and the Red Sox just couldn't not have that game tied in the eighth. An hour and a half straight.
And that happened when we were in Texas as well. So like, this was a Friday night, so I was like, all right, I want to go back to my room and pack a hammer, bomb, and watch Friday Night SmackDown. And then Tied in the Eighth happened. But then during the All-Star break, it was a Monday, and these guys went to the after party at the Cowboys Stadium, and they were partying with like P. Diddy. And I was like, I'm going back to the Airbnb to pack a bomb and watch Monday Night Raw. And I did that by my damn
That
self.
did not happen. Okay.
I was there.
What do you mean?
You were partying with who?
Yeah. Tyler was in bed. He never went anywhere.
Tyler was.
Tyler was in
Right.
bed. Yeah.
I had been with Jake and Steve and Mike, and you guys were going to the thing, so I went back. It was me and you in the same household.
Yeah, with Lil Jon.
Yeah. Lil Jon.
And Camila Cabello.
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah. She's got
You
that
know her.
song,
It's
right?
Fifth Harmony.
Right?
Yeah. We bring the boom. That's what we do. Camila.
Dude, that's one of her biggest hits. You
Yeah.
knew it.
Yeah.
What's more of it? There's some more
We
of it.
bring
I
the
think.
boom for me and you. We bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom.
For me and for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that song's so good by
I love that
Camila
song.
Cabello.
I love that song. You know what else I love? An ice cold blue moon, which we all enjoyed. There's a big ass blue moon sign at we'll do a quick Kauffman Stadium review in just a moment, but they had a big ass blue moon sign there, which I very much appreciated. Because some beers can say that they're brewed for baseball, but only Blue Moon is brewed by baseball. Beer and baseball, they just go together, and no beer goes better than the one that was literally born in a ballpark. Blue Moon was created at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. It is the natural choice for opening day and all season long. Had some Blue Moons in Kansas City. They were delicious as always. Of course, they taste better in Denver, Colorado, because that's where it was born in a ballpark. But had the Blue Moons in Kansas City. There's Blue Moons all over the place. It was It was quite welcoming. If you're in the Blue Moon, what's a synonym for community that starts with a B? Bungalow.
Battalion.
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 The Blue Moon Battalion.
Wow.
I like that. From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander. Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that is one of a kind? Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience that is perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Bring the ballpark to you with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's a one-of-a-kind every time. Get Blue Moon delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com. /Jared to see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. I got my response. Would you say the odds of the Red Sox signing Juan Soto are less than 5%? Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
That could be 2.
Jared, would you frame this person as more of a national or local outlook?
Who is this person, Jared? Who did you say this person is?
Yeah.
May I add another thought?
Sure.
Wilyer Abreu made a really nice catch in that first game because the wind was ridiculous all series. Cora was kind of mentioning pregame and postgame today his push, to win a Gold Glove in right field. I think it's actually really going to happen. Tied for the MLB lead amongst all right fielders and outs above average. Defensive run saved. He's number 1 in the American League as well. So you start to factor some of those. He's second in assists behind Juan Soto, who has 9. But if you're talking about Wilyer Abreu adding something. Damn it.
He just coughed at the worst time. Like, that's when you're supposed to go.
The fear and panic on his face when he heard the music was like, man, I didn't think we were doing these ever again.
It's just never ready. It's never ready.
You ready now?
Definitely not. No.
He said
not a
yes.
chance. I know, but it doesn't look confident.
Yeah. No, I think he's flustered.
No, it's not.
Play that shit. Thank you. Acknowledge Casas. Left, center, right. Bombs galore. Pavetta Dales. Roars. Romy the homie. Crawford haters, all phonies. Bats back, hopefully. A series of Tykus by Tyler Milliken.
Those are pretty good. Those are pretty
Finishing
good.
the year strong.
Good use of phonies.
We've gone full skulls on the haikus going back to last year, so.
Yeah. Steve, when do we do the Section 10 awards typically? Is that in October or November?
First week after the season. So
In
first week of
October?
October, sadly, yeah.
How are we gonna vote for Tyku of the Year?
We might have to lean on a listener for that, because haven't you been saying, like, keep track? Yeah, Garrett probably has it. Well, no, Garrett has all the info. If we need any info from any episode, he's like, yeah, let me go through my notes. But haven't you, like, kind of said, like, hey, make sure you keep track, like, that one deserves to be nominated, right?
Yeah,
You've been kind of nominating as the season goes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny, because even if Garrett doesn't have it written down, he's going to go through all the episodes now. And
he's going to find it. We'll have it by the morning. I just want to know
the
for
year.
now,
I'm excited for that.
I don't want to know what they are, but Garrett, tell me how many there are right now. Yeah. I feel like we're probably not going to get another nomination for Tyku of the Year for the rest of the year anyway, because Like usually they hit harder when it means something, and they're not going to mean anything.
No.
So we might have the final tally for what Tyku of the Year, how many nominees there are. I'm going to guess that there was like 6. 5 or 6.
Oh, I feel like there's
Might have been
more.
a little more. Yeah, it's probably
No,
more.
I think Jared nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did like 50 plus episodes this season.
There
I know,
was a
but I
stretch where
rarely-
Jared was. You were nominating like multiple episodes, like 7 or 8 in a row at one point.
I think it's more than 6.
It's about 6. Jake, what do you
Garrett.
think?
Let us know.
I was gonna say like 7 or 8.
That ain't 6.
Probably closer to 6. Because he said 7, which is close to 6.
Or
you can't
8.
get closer to 6
Yeah,
than
it could
7.
be 8.
8, and that's getting pretty close to 9.
Yeah, I don't think it's 8.
All of a sudden, you're at 10.
I'm just going to double down and say it's not 8.
11 it is.
It feels more like 5 or 6 in there.
Ooh.
Now you're kind of walking it back a little
I
bit.
mean,
You're going
Tyler's
closer
also
to
forgetting
0.
that stretch where they all were terrible and he blamed me for it.
Mm-hmm.
Coley, you got banned from even speaking on the haikus. No offense. So, like, this isn't your jurisdiction anymore.
Well,
Yo,
I mean,
what?
I'm just saying, this is what happened. People
It's-
said, if you stop rhyming, I'm done with them.
So I did actually, I can't remember where I was, but I did see there are other rules for haikus, and you don't follow fucking any of them. Like this, you
Well, what are
only
these
follow the
rules you
rhyme
speak
scheme,
of?
and that's it.
And syllables.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, that's what I meant. The syllables. So that's the first point is the structure. A haiku has 3 lines with 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. And then a haiku includes a kareji or cutting word, which acts as a form of punctuation. I'd say you do that about 25% of the time. A haiku includes a kaigo or seasonal reference, which can be a word, animal, or natural phenomenon that indicates the season. I'd say you're batting about 0% on that one. Focus. A haiku is primarily focused on nature and aims to capture the senses in few words. Almost never.
How would I do that
Yeah.
involving Red Sox haikus?
Readability. Haiku is intended to be read in a single breath. You're breathing all over these things.
I
This
do a
guy
lot of
Yeah.
commas. I can
can't
acknowledge that.
stop breathing. And then grammar and punctuation. Haiku does not have strict rules for grammar or punctuation, which you have indoctrinated your own to have strict rules, which I've tried to sway away from. And as again, by the most recent attack that you just launched on me, I'm just trying to help.
I wouldn't call it an attack I launched on you because I didn't rhyme every single one today. The first and second line in that first one did not rhyme because I
Yeah,
couldn't
you-
think of a word that rhymes with casas.
Bosses.
I sat there for a hot minute and I legit could not come up with anything.
Dude, you didn't think of bosses? Like,
No.
that's the first one that should come to mind.
I have a website I
Casas.
use.
Tristan Casas, I hope I don't get fired by my bosses.
That's like a Lil Wayne, like stretching it like really hard, but it kind of sounds hard.
Mm-hmm.
That'd make me nauseous.
Yeah, see? So you just didn't fucking try hard enough, dude.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
apologize to the people if the haikus haven't been good enough.
Can't believe you go by millibars.
All right, now you're personally attacking me.
Well, I mean, we just dropped some bars on you right there, and you can't keep up with us. So
do you think you could do better than my haikus?
I don't want to. I could, but I don't want to.
Mean-spirited. Mean-spirited.
That's not mean spirited. It's motivational.
You know I'm in pain. You know I have
Coley?
a shoulder injury.
Is that a new jacket?
This one right here.
Uh huh.
Oh, buddy, is it?
Yeah, it sucks.
Whoa.
I mean,
He wanted one. That's like Cora today. He's like, I know I'm getting tossed. I gotta get this point in.
that's
Jacket.
crazy.
Unbelievable. I love this jacket. I love this jacket. I mean, am I a Royals fan? No. Am I a baby blue fan? Yup.
Very good.
Love the colors. It's just clean. It's a clean jacket. I don't know how often I'll wear it because, like I said, it is a Royals jacket, and I'm not a Royals fan. But I feel like it's probably gonna come in handy for the wild card streams. I also got Negro League's Grays jacket, which like I'm saving before I fucking windmill dunk that on the world. because that is a unbelievable jacket.
It is unbelievable.
Oh my God. I saw it and I was just like, holy, are you fucking me right now? Like this jacket. No, I flew to Kansas City, 90 degrees, sweating, standing still in the shade, and left with 2 jackets. And couldn't have been happier about it. Yeah, this jacket's outstanding. Outstanding jacket.
I saw it in the store. Jared was outside talking to someone. I sprinted out of the store to come get him. I said, you got to see this fucking jacket.
Yeah. It's a Jared jacket. He's wearing it. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
I saw the jacket and I thought it was a prank. I was like, I was like, no fucking way, dude. No fucking way. Like if I close my eyes and they were like, hey, you know, you're at the Royals team store, just picture in your head, like what jacket would make you be like, holy shit. And it was there. And Coley was holding it. I was like, this has got to be. Where's Ashton Kutcher at? Steve?
Is that the AL logo by chance? What's the logo?
I believe it is.
Because the American League logo is one of the best logos of all time.
Yeah. It's the 100 seasons of the American League.
Oh, patch. Wow. Pretty good.
100 seasons.
That thing's got patches all like, there's patches on the sleeves. I believe there's something on the back.
Oh, that was my question.
Yeah, there's a giant Royals logo on the back, yeah.
Can we see the back?
Then I'd have to get up.
Oh, true. Right. Didn't factor that in.
Save it for the streams.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Got to tune into the postseason streams with all of us.
To see the back of Jared's jacket.
To see the back of the jacket, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, this jacket goes great.
That's from 2001, right? The 100-year AL. I remember the Sox having that.
Yeah. 2001. Great year.
Like we had already gone in the store at the beginning. The beginning.
Cut that, Jake.
For most of it.
At the beginning of our trip at the K, we went in the store. We didn't see those jackets the first go round.
These?
It's almost like
this is trip
they
number
added
2.
them.
This is trip number 2.
Love the K. K was awesome.
Oh, one of my favorites. Top 5.
I was trying to picture George Bush like, guys, most this year was good. Like,
I mean, 364 days. We crushed it this year. That was a good year.
Whew.
I went to Cooperstown that year.
Yeah. And he mentions that. Like, come on, guys. Jared went to Cooperstown this year. Like, a lot of great stuff this year.
I think I was, it wasn't like honor roll. What did they call that? It was like, gold, silver, bronze or some shit. I don't know. I was like a gold student in 2001, 7th grade.
Sounds about right.
I got good
Actually,
grades.
doesn't sound right at all. That would have been really when your fandom was cooking. There's no way you were a gold student during that time.
No, I was.
All right, we'll check with that one.
Yeah, I was.
Tyler, what were you gonna say, Tyler?
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you reaching out on my behalf. Hey, Jared, I was just going to ask you and Coley about your trip, actually. I've always wanted to swim in the waterfalls at Kaufman. Like, the water in there looks like some of the finest water you could swim in. Did you just go near it? Were you able to touch it? I just wanted to know.
Why do you get so descriptive about the weirdest shit?
I just always look at that ballpark and I'm like, man, I would do anything to go in that water just for a couple minutes, or maybe just sit in them while the game's going on. I bet it'd be nice.
I mean, the fountains are cool.
It is a cool, but was there like even a wading pool? It's not like something we could see from.
No, you'd be tossed if you went in it.
No, fucking obviously, but I'm more saying, does it even like hold water, or is it just like fountains? You know what I mean? Not all fountains have a basin for water.
Might just be a couple inches tall, yeah.
Yeah. It's not like Arizona's pool.
Exactly. I
don't think I've ever looked at fountains and thought, like, I gotta swim in that.
No. It just looks so refreshing.
It does look refreshing, but it's like just to look at. Like, I don't think. I'm sure the friggin' Sasquatch has a great view.
Would
I'd probably love to be that.
I would have gladly gone in those fountains. It was 7,000 degrees.
So
like Jared was sweating, which I had never seen before. He was sweating.
That's how hot it was.
How? Was it because of the whole costume?
Yeah.
Did that like force
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Definitely
being
didn't
a
help.
wiener.
It was very hot, very humid, plus a hot dog costume, plus I was sprinting. Like, what a combo to not sweat.
Just to clarify,
we had just left the barbecue place right before, so we were full of meat.
Yeah.
Coley, Jared made contact first, right? He made contact with you.
No,
Okay.
no.
Correct.
No, well, the video doesn't show that.
No,
But
the only video you have doesn't show that.
The video
there are
that
other videos.
It very conveniently blocks out you shoving Coley first.
Yeah,
the guy's
but, like-
hand, it almost looks photoshopped or video shopped or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah, no, so the video that I tweeted, only Coley shoved me in that video.
You can only see Coley shoving you, yes.
Yeah.
You would wonder why I was so far.
And that's it. That's my whole point.
Yeah.
Jared, why was I so far behind you, though?
Because you're fucking slow, dude.
Then why did I catch up to you so easily? That you're immediately your points thrown out the window.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm Coley. I'm so fast. I'm fucking Mr. Mushrooms. I was like, yeah. Okay. All right.
The video does show me hawking you from behind.
Got some speed. The way Jared hits the wall is very funny. It is a shadoink. It's like it's a cartoonish way of hitting the wall. Well, you just bounce right off. Here we go.
There are no peripherals in that thing. So, like, when Jared allegedly shoved me,
I didn't.
He just started running, and he's like, I don't know when or where this attack is coming from, but he knew the Piper was coming. But then when I allegedly shoved him,
not allegedly,
I didn't know where he went. Like, I have no idea what happened to him after that.
Right, because you can't even see that. Right.
Right. Like, once I push him, allegedly, it's just, now I've got to truck it so I don't get, like, tackled from behind. And then the Royals PA announcer was like, look at these slow fucks. Like, he couldn't have been meaner to us.
So mean. Yeah. Tyler?
This is a question for you and Coley. What did it smell like inside of the costume?
Not something I thought about.
People always talk about, like, when they wear, like, a mascot costume, how bad it smells, and it's, like, disgusting.
I'm sure they washed them.
I don't know.
Yeah, there was no odor to report. We were in survival mode. Like, if we were just wearing the like the wieners, I think we would have been fine. But you had to wear, what material would you describe that as for the pants and the undershirt? It was
felt.
Like insulation, like the insulation you'd put in your home and your walls is what the shirt and the pants were.
The pants were like felt.
But it was thick. Like it was a half
it was like
inch
a wool
layer.
Yeah, it was almost like the old time baseball game pants.
Right. Yeah, honestly. It was very thick. And then they
that
put
inside
gloves
a
on,
wiener
too.
is tough. Damn.
Yeah. That should be like spandex.
And like long sleeve Under Armour shirts.
He just put like 20 layers on you guys. Like, all right,
here
comes the hot dog.
Getting in and out of that thing. Me and Jared both said it independently, and then I heard him say it again later. Neither of us are claustrophobic, but I imagine that's what it is. Like, that has to be when I realized, this is difficult to get on, I can't even imagine how getting it off's going to go. And it went poorly.
So humble brag, what sucked the most for me was my arms, like my fucking bicep and tricep meat got stuck in the holes. So my hands are out like I'm a zombie, but because I couldn't get them out. And then once it was time to take the fucking thing off, like I had no blood in my fingers because like when you go to like CVS and you like fuck around with the thing you put your arm through to check your blood pressure. Yeah. Like that. I basically was checking my goddamn blood pressure for an inning and a half when we were having to run. So that's why I tripped and leaned on Coley for a second.
in like a friendly way. You're like, all right, brother, like here we go. We're
yeah, I was
racing
like, I can't
type
feel
deal.
my arms. I didn't know he was there.
Hmm.
And he mentioned in Coley's own words, he said peripherals were bad, and he was to my right.
Peripherals were bad, no doubt.
Couldn't see fucking shit. So
No,
couldn't see shit. Couldn't feel my fingers.
my pants were falling the entire time because I forgot to tie them before putting on the hot dog. So they were just constantly falling. And my hat, I was still wearing my hat in the hot dog. That came off almost immediately. So I had to like run with it pinned between my back and the costume. It was, some people are saying braver than the troops, not us, but some people have said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, saw that mentioned a lot on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun though. I love the ballpark.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard good things, but I like felt great things.
Unbelievable
Yeah, I mean, it looks
concourse. Steve, as the only merch guy on the show, Steve, they have not just like a stand of merch. They have a full store of merch. What would you say, Jared? Every 50 feet?
Yeah, there's a lot of merch. Yeah,
Or one that would feel like an official store.
Oh,
They
yeah.
basically-
Like they had a New Era
Gigantic
store. Like New Era, not just Royals, like New Era store in the park. They had a mini
That's
golf
impressive.
course.
Yeah.
They had batting
What?
cages.
Yeah.
Wait, at the park?
Yeah.
God.
Mhm.
They had a Little League
Oh,
field.
wow.
They
Yep.
had a playground, a carousel. I couldn't be higher on the K. I genuinely couldn't be higher on it.
A bunch of merch and mini golf. I mean, I got to go to this place.
Is that
Gigantic
life?
parking lot, obviously very easy.
Huge.
Yep.
Is that life at a ballpark like that though? Like for a place that isn't as baseball driven, like they need more of those attractions typically to,
Yeah,
bring
that
people in
definitely-
and get them interested,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had that conversation walking out. Like, I like that Fenway. They barely give you the baseball these days, but
Yeah.
it's just baseball. Like,
Mhm.
that's it.
That does make traveling to parks on the road, though, a little bit better. Like, I know the Tigers Stadium has like a Ferris wheel. They got all sorts of stuff going there. Of course, the Tigers suck for a while, so they probably felt the need to do that. But I do like when you're visiting the opposing park and you see that stuff. That's cool, though. A lot of merch stores, you can't, obviously, I love that shit. And mini golf's the greatest thing ever. So having that at the park, that's kind of perfect for
They had
a place you
bags.
haven't seen before. And they had bags, too, I hear.
Mhm. Yep.
They did have bags. Yeah,
They had a whole ass ice cream shop.
yeah.
This place is
Like-
way bigger. It doesn't look that big.
It's all
it's
beyond
massive.
like center field. Like it's beyond the fountains. Like the fountains kind of like hide it. But yeah, they had a whole ice cream store. Like I know that Fenway you can get ice cream obviously, but this was like you open the door and you go in. It was like a fucking JB Scoops in the middle of the goddamn place.
It's almost like they're doing. Oh, by the way, there's a baseball game going on. Was that the feel when you're going to all these
Well,
places?
they got slaughtered, so
It was like
that
9-0, yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
added to it. But yeah, the fan experience there, especially as a visiting fan and someone who didn't give a fuck about either team playing, like very high on the K.
Yeah. The dugout seats that we sat in were literally like a dugout.
Yeah.
They like made it. They're like obviously fan seats, but it had like a little like, you go underneath and it's got the cafeteria, it's got the food, it's got your bathroom and some AC, but you can just pop out and basically sit in what looks and feels like an actual dugout.
I know you listed the parks you've been to, Jerry.
Mhm.
I got one of those going too. You've definitely made it to more parks. Do you rank them or do you just have a list of the ones you've been to?
I have not ranked them yet, but I think I will start to do that now that I've been to as many as I have. What do I have? 8 left?
But where, like ballpark wise, pun intended, where would this be?
For me, probably top 3, not
Top
counting.
3?
I'm not
Oh,
going to
shit.
count Fenway.
Sure.
Fenway's number 1,
Correct.
no matter what. But outside of that, let's see. Like what's better than it? Like I love Coors.
Coors is awesome.
I love
I love
Coors.
Wrigley. I mean, when you get the tradition of Wrigley, that's great. Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium sucks. Petco's
A lot of people
cool.
don't like Dodger Stadium.
Yeah. I'm going to have to really sit down and think about this. I feel
I
like
mean, you gave it, not to spoil the vlog or anything, but you gave it like an 8.6 after we did the loop.
I did say
Something
8.6.
like that.
I did say 8.6. Yeah,
You been to Petco, Jared?
I have. I literally just said that about 15
It's awesome.
seconds
Yeah,
ago.
he mentioned it as one of the ones he's been to.
Yeah. Honestly, the Padres were great. When I went to Petco in 2019, they were playing the Red Sox, and the Padres gave me a authentic Padres jersey with my name and number stitched on the back.
It's Players Weekend, right? Back
Yeah.
when they used to actually do the jerseys
Mm-hmm.
and have fun on Players Weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good time. Yep. And then we went to Denver after that. That was a fun little trip.
Coors is great. I feel like for most people, Coors is top 5.
Yeah, I like Coors a lot.
Yeah.
I've been there 3 times. 3 times.
The views are incredible.
Yeah, highly recommend the K. But aren't they gonna do a new ballpark? Isn't the K on its way out too?
Yeah, they're trying to work a new stadium or ballpark out. So are the Chiefs, both of them.
Yeah,
They're
let's
right
see.
next to the Chiefs, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're having a bunch of
same
problems over there.
Lot. It seems like a perfect setup. And I feel like a lot of that stuff felt new. Like it didn't feel like an old stadium. I know it is old. I know it's like one of the
when you guys are
oldest.
saying all this, that's why I'm surprised because it's one of the oldest ones in the majors.
When-
But they've just
what's-
added all this stuff, I guess.
The
that's what
video
I mean,
board
like,
is unbelievable.
the best I've ever seen. Top
Oh,
one
and it's got like
video
the
board.
crown too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
And
looks
it's
sick.
massive.
Yeah, a TV makes it like even the walls were higher in the outfield. Everything about it looks smaller on TV. They also did something I liked, which they turned the other team's colors to be Royals colors, which I thought was interesting. So they had Giants in the Jared's jacket color is how they would have Giants, and then they would have the Royals in their blue.
What do you mean?
Like they
They
just
turned-
wouldn't show them like on the scoreboard.
Oh, on
it
the
would be
board, like it's like Royals colors for Giants stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little weird?
it felt like they were trying to put them in a box, which doesn't help when you lose 9-0. But it was
Yeah.
very passive aggressive. They're like, "You're in our park, pal."
Interesting.
A lot of Giants fans too. There were a ton of they obviously travel well, but for a team that's been eliminated, they showed out as well.
That might be one of the top teams that I was surprised to get that big an audience at Fenway Park. Like when the Giants are here, it's packed with Giants fans. Like, you sure? Yeah, I mean, Fenway's obviously an attraction, but that's a long ass flight.
Oh.
Yeah, they travel well.
That is funny. Like, no, you're our colors this weekend. You can outscore us. You can outscore us 13-2 and sweep us, but you're gonna be our colors while you do it.
Yeah, it was just very passive aggressive, and I appreciated it. But Kansas City as a whole, I don't know. I'm very high on Kansas City. I didn't think anything of it prior to this weekend, and now I'm all in.
Now
Just
you're
like I'm
thinking of
all in on Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared.
Oh yeah.
I'm taking higher future trips to Kansas City, 0.5, smashing that.
Crushing it. You know what you could say what you're doing with it?
What's that?
You're bringing the boom.
We do bring the boom.
Mm.
That's what we do.
I'm bringing the boom right now with my Uber Eats. I'm so fucking thrown off from this flight. Like I had lunch at 4 p.m. I'm Uber Eats and McDonald's right now. I'm pulling a Tyler.
I did that today.
Love that.
Little
I
10-piece
You
nugget.
ordering right now though?
I'm
No,
ordering
I
it right
can't
now.
eat this late.
Why can't you eat this late?
It's not
That's
good for
how
my-
you bring the boom, dude.
in the morning when you wake up. Yes.
Yeah.
We should all order it as a team.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tyler, that means you have to do it.
I can't double up.
You can even just get a soda or something, dude. Like, just do it as a team.
Yeah, just
Bring
bring
like a $17 soda. That's...
Yeah, bring
Yeah, that's fine. You want to do that, right?
They brought a
bring-
soda today instead of a water, and I was very upset.
Oh, so you've already done it today.
Yeah, I threw the
yeah,
soda out though.
bring the boom, dude.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Do you think if I have it delivered in the 15 to 30 range that'll be good for this podcast? How long have we been going, Jake?
We're at 148.
All right, yeah. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm fucking starving.
I'll do it with you. I'm going to order too.
Oh, fuck yeah. All right. Steve's
What are
going to
you
bring the
getting?
boom. Coley, are you going to bring the boom or no?
No, I already ate dinner.
Jake, are you going to bring the boom or no?
Only if Tyler does.
Tyler, you gonna bring the boom?
Tyler, bring the
Nope,
boom,
I'm
dude.
out
Come
on the
on.
boom today.
Tyler, bring the fucking boom, dude.
I'm
This is your
anti-boom.
move. You do this. You've
Yeah.
done this before many a time.
Listen, I paved the way for you guys. Just keep walking the pathway.
Tyler, bring the fucking boom, buddy.
I be booming.
No, you're not.
You're not booming.
You're
I'm not
dooming.
booming.
You're
I don't
dooming.
even have my phone.
You're dooming right now.
Shut out my passport though.
Bring the boom.
That's you can't.
Oh, I
open
thought you for
McDonald's with
sure
that.
showed it.
Can I show this or is that bad?
You shouldn't.
Definitely do
Yeah,
not
yeah.
show it.
I would say no. Don't.
That
do
photo's got to be something though.
I can show the picture if I cover it, right?
I
No,
don't
you know
feel like
what?
you're going to cover it well enough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't risk
Yeah. Good take.
it.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. You guys give me your feedback and let
we
me
don't
know.
have to look ahead.
Huh?
We don't have to look ahead. Is that what you're going to ask?
No, I was gonna say. What if Clark's catch-up was just the Will and Lou clip?
Oh, totally fine. Yeah,
I'm
fine
in
with
on
it.
that.
Coley?
Feels right for this part of the season. Coley?
I wasn't going to vote regardless, so.
I've
Jake?
been pretty anti catch-up overall as well.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a full catch-up night.
Okay.
That would have been funny if Jake was very anti that though. Just takes a
Like,
complete
no.
turn. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
fucking vote. I would have voted for Alex Cora.
Okay, what does it cost us?
Me too.
All right, let's see
Making
who
me
booms.
nauseous. All right, let's see what we got.
Let's see who booms and who dooms. Let's clip it.
That's such a better segment, too. If we start giving out dooms.
Yeah. We're gonna see who booms and who dooms right here.
You guys play Doom?
Wait, we're
Play
gonna
that,
play it
Coley?
right now?
Nah.
Dearly beloved, we're here to drizzle ketchup for some godforsaken reason. I mean, the Red Sox take two from the Minnesota Twins. Loomer's here. We're going to crack some cans as the Red Sox Navy
yeah.
just ended the Minnesota Twins season. We're here to drizzle. Why not? You know, we got 6 of these left, Lou. And for all the disappointment of this season, fuck it. Let's celebrate a good day at the yard.
Only 4 back. I mean, I'm just saying. You're only 4 back. Enjoy the moments. So you're back to 500 for the 500th time this year.
Yeah.
But you should enjoy the wins. Like you said, it's nice watching Minnesota. And you could do this right with Minnesota. Watch them walk off the field realizing how you felt when you got swept by Toronto.
So much weird stuff going on today. I mean, Kenley pitches in the 9th inning of a blood. I think we're starting to learn that maybe he's going to go on the IL and be done for the year. It all started early when Alex Cora, I thought, who gets a heavy dose of packets, went out screaming at Dan Merzel. You've played on these kind of teams, Lou, when you're playing out the string. But I thought, you know, they sort of took that fire and ran with it.
Yeah, they did. And Cora really wanted to just check out his fantasy team in the 1 o'clock games. I think really more than anything. But maybe it did fire up his club, and he stuck around. And wasn't it nice to see this offense actually hit again? Like, where has it been? Where, if you just a little mix in a 3-run homer in the last month, and maybe you're not 4-0, maybe you're tied, and you can have some fun the last week. But it's good to see. You just wish you had it sooner.
It's really sick that both the Twins and the Royals are absolutely collapsing, and everybody's leaving this thing for the taking. I do think the MVP is pretty clear here, but there are some guys that are worth mentioning in both the games today that really stood tall.
Yeah, in the second game, too, Kata. You know, I thought a career high, 7 2/3. I thought he threw the ball real well. I thought Romy, your homie.
Yes, he is.
I thought had a nice overall day as well. And I like Soki, a couple little doubles in that second game. But how do you not go houses? I mean, what he did in game 1, Casas, was fantastic. And a little reminder kind of what you missed, what you lost. And it was just, it was a fun doubleheader, but why am I still pissed?
Because you're thinking about the Blue Jays sweep and all the road trips. it was there for the taking if anything close to this version was here.
It's a reminder for years to come. Just remember this, right? Like Detroit was, 12 games out in the second week of August? And if you just worry about yourself, play good baseball, maybe these teams can collapse. And it's what Minnesota did. It's what Kansas City's doing. You didn't allow it to happen. They should both be out with how they're playing, but you didn't allow it to happen by the way you played. But just the bats are done. Bats went quiet.
You know, this is one of our longer submissions, but fuck it. We may not have another one this year. I know that they won't do this. I hope they don't do this. The off-season plan should not be impacted by the reality of what I'm about to say, which is this last 2 weeks has shown fully what this team missed with both Casas and Story.
Yeah, 100%. And it's and the offense was fine. It's, you know what the problem was? You brought these guys back, and you almost had to expect that there was going to be a week or two of them three really kind of struggling, and you couldn't afford it, right? It was nice to get them back, but you knew that their struggle was there, and it was there, and you couldn't afford Casas playing every day and really struggling at first. Not that you wanted Dom, but I'm just saying it was just unfortunate the timing. If it could have happened earlier in the season and got hot late, so be it.
So your official MVP is?
Casas.
Yeah. Hopefully not the last time. This is fun. Well, I'm going to miss this if it is, Lou. But you know what? The Clark's Ketchup Series MVP is Tristan motherfucking Casas.
Tristan Casas, two-time. Clark's Ketchup Series MVP. It's houses.
Ties him with Rafael Devers. 2 series MVPs on the year.
He earned it. I think that's how we go from here on out. I feel like it's very appropriate to just have Lou and Will just do their thing.
Dude, Lou's the best. They're only 4 out. They're only 4.
Yeah. People were pissed about the weather, Steve. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did know that. I got a lot of notifications about that.
I didn't know that, actually.
It was day after the wedding, and honestly, not even overdoing it. The DMs and the mentions were flooded with, like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. I have no idea how to dress this weekend, and it's all because of you.
Yeah. People traveled from the highest points of Maine to go to Fenway, not knowing that it was even going to rain out that day.
I know. And I felt bad about it, and I apologize.
Yeah. I think it's okay. But you should reimburse, like, if there's someone
you gotta reimburse everybody. Everyone that couldn't go on Saturday.
Yeah.
Couldn't go on Sunday because of the Saturday. I have to reimburse them.
Yeah. Or if they went to Fenway on Saturday, you should reimburse them for their gas.
Yeah. And if they bought anything at the game, I'll reimburse that too. And if, merch and all that, I'll reimburse everything from Saturday if you didn't get to see a game. But you had to be there. You have to prove that you were at the park.
Yeah.
I'll reimburse all of it.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good deal.
Mm-hmm. I'll do that.
All right. That's some honorable shit.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do it.
When I go to Stop and Shop, I can cross off everything that's on my list.
Stop and Shop. Look ahead. Stop and Shop.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Look ahead.
Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop and look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop and look ahead.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
What's better than having to stop and shop, getting it done for all of you? For all of you.
For all of you. Speaking of David Ortiz, when I bought this jacket or the Grays jacket, I can't remember. I bought a jacket I remember buying a jacket, and then I Googled, like I tried to find, I was like, oh, now like I need like a Lowell Spinners jacket would be fire. And they're out there, but not the one that I want. The one that I want, it said like it just had recently sold. So that's gonna be my new conquest. Is like I want like a Greenville Drive jacket. I want a Lowell Spinners jacket. I want a Salem Red Sox jacket. I want the Paw Sox jacket. That was the one we were at the Negro League Museum, and I searched for a Paw Sox jacket. And the first one to pop up was $1,500. Like, I don't know.
Oh, you're doing eBay?
I was about to say.
It was some other website. Coley was familiar with
Mercari.
it. Yeah, Mercari. I've never heard of it before. But yeah,
Oh wow, yeah, I'm seeing it.
yeah, $1,500.
I love
And
how it says or best offer. Like, yeah, I'm not giving you 1,500.
yeah, I was
for
like
this thing.
200 sound.
Yeah, I was like $50.
Yeah, I think like it wasn't 1,500 popping, you know? Like if I like rolled into a podcast wearing that Paw Sox jacket, no one's like, "Oh shit, dude, like look at that Paw Sox jacket." No. Like there's definitely Paw Sox jackets out there that look clean as hell, but like that one not for 1,500, no.
That genuinely looks like it should go for $50. 1,500's absurd.
Yeah. So
As you like think about it, you're like, I don't know.
well, I think that I found like another one. It was like for like $350. And I was like, all right, like we're getting
closer.
we're inching towards like the price point that I'm looking for. But if anyone's out there that has a Paw Sox jacket, a Lowell Spinners, Greenville Drive, I'm in the market. Yeah. I don't know what that has to do with the Stop and Shop look ahead though.
Almost nothing.
Yeah, I would agree. Let's see. Yeah, even Connor, who does the notes for the Stop and Shop look ahead, even he's just given up. He's like, man. And I agree. He crushes it for us. He does amazing with the notes. But it's Tanner Houck versus Chris Bassett. It's Brian Bayo versus it's Bowden or Bowden. It's Bowden. Bowden Francis?
I thought it was Bowden Francis.
I thought it was Bowden too, but yeah.
It's Bowden. That's because it's spelled the same way as Michael Bowden.
Exactly.
But it's Bowden Francis. Right, Tyler?
Yep.
Yes.
Bowden.
Then Richard Fitz, which like just go by Dick. Come on.
Yeah,
Like,
come on. What are we doing?
I
at
don't-
this
every
point?
time-
I'm
like,
wondering if
every
he
time I
doesn't
see-
like that.
He definitely doesn't like that. So that's why like I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna call him Richard Fitz. But go by Rich then.
Yeah, can we? Richard Fitz sounds too. I am Richard Fitz.
Yeah, it's
like
too
he doesn't
proper.
look like it. Yeah, it's way too proper, and he doesn't look like that either.
Go by Richie Fitz.
Richie Fitz. That's
Ooh.
pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah, go by Richie.
let's all just call him that moving forward.
But that opens the
What
door
about
for
Rick?
Dickie Fitz.
Rick Fitz.
Rick Fit. Nah.
He doesn't look like a Rick.
He could definitely be a Richie. He's got like a baby face. Like Richie's
Mhm.
kind of like a young guy's nickname. Yeah, hey Richie Fitz. Yeah,
He looks like Richie Fitz.
yeah.
What's his middle name? That's what
Finishing
I'm
up his
talking
degree right now.
about. Logan.
Logan Fitz. I know
Richie.
I know plenty of people that go by their middle name as their first name. My uncle Scott's name is John. Scott's his middle name. Tyler?
Oh, no. At one point, I'm going to switch out Tyler. I won't be using that anymore.
Way too late.
Yeah,
think
you're
so?
already yeah. Can't do
Oh.
that.
I was going to be Parker.
Can't do that. Sorry. Richie Fitz versus Kevin Gosman. I don't care who wins the series. Would anyone like to make a prediction?
Just had a couple notes I may run through real quick.
All right, yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
Just thought it was interesting. The last 4 series in Toronto between the Red Sox and the Jays have all been sweeps. Sox swept the Jays, Jays swept the Sox, Sox swept the Jays, Jays swept the Sox. Yeah, you mentioned Dick Fitz, 0 ERA. I would love if he kept that going. Richie Fitz, sorry.
Richie Fitz.
And 1 win against the Blue Jays clinches the Red Sox not finishing in last place in the AL East for a third year in a row. So there is that on the line heading to Toronto. And Jared is still very close to maybe nailing the record prediction.
What did I
that's
say?
on the line, too. You said 80 and 82. So we'll see. That's still potentially going to happen as well. But yeah, Sox 1 out of 3.
Was 80 and 82 the highest win total that was predicted by any of us? It was?
It was. Sox 2 out of 3, by the way. 2 out of 3. Like that matters.
Jake?
I think they'll definitely play all these games.
I'm rooting for that to be wrong now for some reason.
Rogers Center explodes.
I actually, as cool as it is for pretty Ricky Fitz to have a 0 ERA, if he carries that into the offseason, that is a card the front office can play. Like, oh, we didn't sign anyone, but we got 0 ERA Fitz, so I hope he gets fucking shelled. No disrespect to the guy, but we can't have that line of thinking even cross the front office's mind.
Isn't that kind of what Tanner did at the end of the COVID season? I feel like he had like 3 scoreless or close to it. He had 3
was
really good starts.
Lethal for 3 starts.
Stop, leave him dead. Stop, look ahead.
Fuck yeah. Tell it.
Yeah, give me 2 out of 3. I think they're going to hit the rest of the way. It's unfortunate that it, took this long for them to finally figure it out, but it would be very 2024 Red Sox now to just go on this hot streak to end the year. I think Tristan Casas will be at the middle of it now that, he is playing every day and they're not sitting him 5 times in 12 games. Kind of crazy what happens when you let him play consistently. So yeah, give me 2 out of 3.
Cool.
Question for Tyler, because I think he was the one paying the most attention this weekend. Was Vaughn only up because it was the doubleheader, or is he up the rest of the year?
He's up the rest of the year. So when we had talked about a couple episodes, but with Ruff Snyder going on the IL, now they had room because they could push Rafaela to the outfield more regularly. And credit to Vaughn. Had a hit today. Should have had 2 hits, but he got robbed of one on a ridiculous play at shortstop and looked pretty good at second base as well. So good signs, and he's going to get a lot of time to finish the year.
If you want to go to these games, download the Game Time app. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out all the fluff, so you can only enjoy incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching for thousands of tickets. We'll be using Game Time to check out some playoff baseball, obviously not here in Boston, but we'll be traveling to do some of that. Game Time Picks curation makes it easier to save even more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Toggling the all-in pricing feature shows the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price guarantee, your Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account. Use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Use the promo code SECTION10, SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Coley, what time is it?
Game time.
It's game time. It is game time. Couple news and notes here before we get the fuck out of here. Are we doing weather, Steve?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me some weather.
Weather look ahead is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
You chew them with your ass. Your mouth.
It was so close too.
Yeah.
Like you almost had it, but it was.
I know.
The ass is this
Right.
little. Like,
I was
you were
thinking
like
about
3 feet off, right?
I was thinking about my McDonald's and what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're just gonna put it right up your ass.
Yeah.
Game 1, Monday, 7:07 p.m. Eastern, mostly cloudy, 68 degrees, 16% chance of rain, 12-mile-an-hour winds. Remember, it is a retractable roof, so if it rains this series, it doesn't matter. Tuesday, Game 2, 7:07 p.m. start as well. Rain, 65 degrees, 71% chance of rain, so that roof will probably be closed on Tuesday. 15-mile-an-hour winds. That roof is definitely going to be closed. Wednesday, series finale. 7:07 as well. They are all at 7:07. Few showers, 69 degrees. 34% chance of rain, 11-mile-an-hour winds. And that will do it for your weather look ahead, which is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. Chew them with your mouth.
Yeah. Couple news and notes before we get the fuck out of here and I eat my McDonald's. We're we're making moves on the Christmas party for all religions and atheists without Bon Jovi. Like this is, I feel like it's going to actually happen. So we're looking at venues. We're trying to figure out what makes the most sense for an event like this. But yeah, it sounds like the Section 10 Christmas party for all religions and atheists it's going to be a thing. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know. What was the other thing that I wanted to say? Oh, Steve, your favorite, what was your favorite segment from the last episode? You said you had the Steve bot.
Yeah, I had my Steve software on the entire show.
Yeah.
So I was able to hear every time my name was mentioned, which was a good handful, honestly, that my name came up. But yeah, I was excited that I was sleeping and, didn't know about that asteroid that apparently is coming and is going to kill us all. What's the timetable on that?
2029, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we still have 5 years.
What is it? The God of Destruction?
God of Destruction, yeah. Yeah. And then you don't like Mexico, apparently, or you're scared of it?
No. It's more the cartel. I'm afraid of the cartel. It's not Mexico. It's
totally fair thing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
So
I watched Breaking Bad
those were
too
the
much.
highlights. Great show.
Yeah, great show, but that's why I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of Mexico. I'm afraid of the cartel.
Okay.
Yeah. Coley, final thoughts?
Every once in a while, my chair just decides to send me down. So here I am.
Yeah, I see that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have noticed, but Steve,
I'm
final
happy you're
thoughts?
not short, Coley.
Same.
Do you mind playing what I sent to you? Because that's
And in the left field, Monson sees he hits this one high and deep. Back toward the triangle. Long run for Buxton, and it's gone. Into the bullpen. 3 home runs and 3 at-bats for Casas, and we're only in the 5th inning. Can you believe it? Wow. Against the wind. A tremendous shot high and deep out where the pitchers stand in the Red Sox pen. And it's 8-1 Red Sox. What a show for Tristan Casas. The first 3 home run game of his career.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that's probably the last Can You Believe It that we're going to get from Joe Castigs unless something crazy happens this week. I sadly wasn't on for that half of the show when you guys talked about Joe Castiglione, but yeah, I'm just really trying to listen to the radio broadcast as much as I possibly can for this last stretch.
Josh Winkowski didn't allow an inherited runner. Can you believe it?
Can you? It's raining, but the roof is closed. Can you believe it? I thought you guys nailed it with, Coley's point, all your points, but Coley mentioning that, swing and a pop-up, like that was just as big a deal as the other stuff because you knew that it had that passion behind it, had that like purpose behind it, which is like, damn it, like the rally's over because this guy's going to, fly out to left and let's play the Shaws and Star Market commercial. But yeah, going to miss Joe Castigs. Kind of wish we had a little more heads up so you could, soak it up more the last couple months of the season, but going to listen to the radio call the last week and really try to enjoy it. I was doing that for Vin Scully when it was his last season with the Dodgers, and definitely going to do that this week with the last 6 games of the season.
T-Dog?
Sadly, the Woo Sox did not make the playoffs, so their season came to an end today. Just some, housekeeping. Roman Anthony finishes with a line at 344, 463, 519, 982 OPS in 35 games at AAA. Kyle Teal, we all know, started slow, but his numbers weren't too bad by the end of it either. He played 28 games at the level, 255, 374, 343, 717. So those two finish up their first taste at AAA. We mentioned last episode that Christian Campbell, had basically got hurt about a week ago and placed on the IL with a left shoulder strain, kind of dealing with that. So his season came to an end a little bit earlier. And the other thing I wanted to say was, shout out to Kenley Jansen. It looks like that's the last, more likely than not, we're going to see him in a Red Sox uniform. Very weird situation seeing him today, but I think the way they looked at it was they knew if he was going to go through his pregame work in the first game, there was no way he was going to end up doing that for the second game and then trying to get up and going again. It was weird to see him, hit 96 and then also be at, the other end of the spectrum, hit below 90 at one point. But thankful for the Kenley boys and, hopefully we look back the last 2 years for both him and Chris Martin, and they're appreciated because they both were good signings.
Jake's takes.
Just one more pat on the back for me and Steve for our work at tied in the 8th Friday night. Just
Yeah, that's huge.
left it all out there.
Yeah. Over an hour and a half of content.
Yep. We did lead that.
Yep. I don't know where we'd be without you guys on Friday night.
Thank you. I don't want to ask for that, but thank you.
That was big time. Big time cookies. Well, perfect timing. My McDonald's just got dropped at my front door. So I'm going to go downstairs and enjoy that triple cheeseburger and those chicken nuggets and the chocolate chip cookies and McFlurry with an orange soda. We'll be back, Thursday morning? Wednesday night, Thursday morning for everybody listening. Hell yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube. We have a ton of original content outside of the podcast that's on the YouTube channel. If you're just a Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. Are we on Apple Music? Probably not, right? We're not a musician.
No, podcasts aren't on Apple Music.
All right. We're not on Apple. No. Yeah. We're not on Apple Music. We're just on Apple.
We're not a musician.
We're not a musician. So, all right. Bye.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Tyler, you ever just fart?
I'd be farting.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I'm just asking.
Okay.
Who do you think farts the most on this show? That
Coley.
actually might be a very close battle.
Yeah,
Coley definitely farts.
Mm-hmm.
But Tyler definitely farts, though.
No, whoa. Those are accusations.
You just said you fart.
Tyler
I
looks like
farted.
someone who farts, but Coley farts.
Yeah, there is a big difference.
Yeah.
Coley's probably one of the best farters we've ever had.
Yeah. Coley missed it, but I think most of you were there during the All-Star game when I was playing the YouTube video of the 90s Universal ride, the earthquake ride. You know what I'm talking about? The earthquake ride where the fucking street collapses and
yeah.
yeah.
Holy shit. The flood comes in or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it like when Coley farts.
That was traumatizing.
That's what it's like? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so.
You ever been in a cheeky monkey bathroom when Coley fucking unleashes the fury? No, you haven't, because you're still here. That's why I know you haven't been there for that. Brother.
I bet you haven't been, brother.
I bet you haven't seen that shit, brother.
You're still talking to me.
Yeah.